Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I want you to join us in welcoming the world's greatest DJ. His name is Till Mix. Ooh yeah, we partying with ghosts, 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 ghosts. They're the sexiest. Ooh yeah, partying with ghosts, 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 ghosts. Till Mix. Ooh yeah, we partying with ghosts, 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 ghosts. They're the sexiest. Ooh yeah, we partying with ghosts, 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 ghosts. Till Mix. They're the sexiest. Ghosts, ghosts. No gay demon masks, just ghosts, ghosts.
Let's leave behind all these doubting voices. Let's go somewhere we can make loud animal noise. Let's go make animal noises. I picked you over all of the choices. Let's leave all the Let me take you somewhere where we can make animal noises. Let's go make animal noises. I'll pick you.
All right, everybody. How's everybody doing today? Great to see you. Happy hump day, everybody. I'm pumped. We're here on Bruvs Unite. Really excited to be here with everybody. Really excited to see everybody out there in chat. We got our main man all the way from over there in England, the UK. I got some interesting information about the UK today, James. We'll talk about it in a minute. My guy, James, the anchor of the show. What's going on, buddy?
You're right, lads. How we doing? We all good?
How's it going over there in England right now, James? What's new in your neck of the woods?
It's pretty bad. It's pretty grim. Keir Starmer is up to his old shenanigans with the EU. We've lost Viktor Orban, so he was the last bastion standing up to the European Union. We're going to go fully integrated, and Keir Starmer's not even having a vote. He's just going to say, we're going to align with EU rules, and you can go fuck yourself. So that's really nice for the 17 million people like me that voted for Brexit and my family who voted for Brexit. We extricated ourselves, and now we're back in. And then we've got all the stuff in Ireland. And I'll tell you, I've got a bone to pick with John. Why did John push over Savannah Hernandez? I mean, I'm not a fan of this.
John,
what is he doing?
Our big guy,
has he gone rogue?
Our big guy, John, all the way. That's DJ John from Miami, John. That's what we call him around here. What's going on, John? How you doing today? What's this about you pushing over some hot chick? What's going on?
Hey, man, hot is in the eye of the beholder, all right?
How you doing, bro? How you feeling? How you healing up? How's that scar?
I'm doing well, still recovering a little bit with the sickness, but overall very good. I slept in late as shit today because fuck it, why not?
Well, you
It's
look
my
good
day
today,
off,
bro. You
goddammit.
look real good.
He's
You look-
wasting away, isn't he? He looks fantastic.
Yeah,
Look
he's
at this
dro-
guy. He looks like a male model.
He's dropping weight left and right. What's your secret, John? Crack your head and get sick? Is that what you got to do?
Probably, man. Sleep a lot, eat, not shit foods anymore. That's mainly it.
Yeah, not the clavicular special overdose
No.
on G. Yeah, I don't want to do that, right? Yeah, we'll be talking
The
about that in a
autism
minute.
cocktail, man. It's madness, isn't it?
Oh, bro, it's
Fucking
fucking
hell.
wicked, fucking wicked. I got on my notes right here. I got the UK being told to get ready for war with Russia. I got a video about that. We'll pull up here in a little bit, get James's take on it. We'll talk about it. We got some other stuff to talk about. Let me jump in the chat and say hey ho to all you hoes out there. We got Seashell SoCal. Here we go, she says. Shout out to you. We got Colonel Zaid. Zaid's in the chat. A big bruv. He's welcome on stream anytime he wants to do. But I'm sure he's working his ass off getting his fantastic video game and any other kind of things he's doing. He's a very creative person. Putting all of that in a 6'4" frame, just putting all that energy out there. Shout out to Mr. Jeeky. He's in the chat giving a big ol' 07 to you, bro. Great to see you. Always happy to see you here. We got that drawing veto contest. I know Mr. Jeeky had a couple of really banger submissions, so we'll be talking about that a little bit. We got Bass and Bikes. That's a Presby, bro, to everybody who knows. Randy Tater, as a matter of fact, one of the supporters, the Randy Tater Award out there.
Got
He's
an award.
Yeah, he's out there making some tacos that look incredible. I mistook him. I thought he ordered them from a restaurant, but he's out there cooking up a storm. Very impressive, Presby, bro. We also got Carrie C. She says, boys. Shouting that out to
Is she
James.
back on
of
X
course.
yet, or is she still on the naughty step?
I hope she's still on the naughty step. I like my women a little naughty. That's no joke. When we go out for a date, panties optional. Let's fucking go. Of course not, Carrie. She's taken. She's married, people. Give it a rest. But a little bit of flirting doesn't hurt, okay? What else we got in there? We got a couple other people in there, but let's see here. I got a couple of announcements, and we'll jump right into it, okay, guys? I'm going to pull up the Super Killers campaign is what we're working on right now. Oh, we just got James jumping off the old thing right there. I got to pull you back in there, James. Sorry about that. Don't pay any
That's
attention.
all right.
There we go. He's back, everybody.
Got to give the ladies a thrill, ain't you?
That's right. We got Super Killers. We're up to 71 backers. I'm very excited about this. We're having a good time. We just released the eBay Canalis cover. Let me see if I can't find that real quick. I thought I had it pulled up, but I guess I didn't. eBay Canalis, of course, our Basque brother all the way over there from Spain. He's doing his best, drawing. He's
A
fantastic.
socialist government that's just letting 500,000 illegal.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ.
exactly. And let's see, we pull this up real quick here. I got it right here. A fantastic cover by eBay Canalis right there. So that's wonderful. Check that out. That's a lot of fun. We had somebody else make a fun, let's see here, it's an AI cover of the cover that I did. So that's a lot of fun too. Look how good that looks. That looks pretty cool. So I got those two things going on. And if you're interested in it, go back it, everybody. We're up to 71 backers. I'm going to have we're talking right now about some stretch goals and some giveaways or all that good stuff. So
Some stretch mark goals.
some stretch mark goals. Okay.
I actually got a question about that, Ray.
Yeah, what you
About
got,
the,
John?
comic.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a quick question because I want to buy the 3 of them, right?
Yeah.
But I don't want to open them and read them and ruin the fucking comic.
Yeah. Word.
Is there going to be a way to read it online for the people that bought it?
Oh, that's a great question. We'll probably do something like that. That's a great idea. I didn't really think about it. We can do that, and I think we will do that now that you bring it up, John. I'll make a digital copy. Of course, I have to send it to the printer, and then we might make it available for everybody who backed. I really want to deliver as much delight as I can. I was talking to Ben today about some possible stretch goals. That he had some really good ideas, man. He had some really good ideas. So, we might throw that on there too and talk about that later. So, yeah, I think we
You had a
probably
little
will
interview,
do
didn't you?
that.
Nice little interview.
Yeah, we had a
Nice
nice
little
little
interview with
yeah,
Ben.
that's right. And if you guys don't know who Ben is, we had a good interview with him. Go check my channel on YouTube for that. And we talked to Ben about all that kind of stuff. So that was a lot of fun. Great question, John. Appreciate you doing the shout out and looking out like that. Okay, so moving right along, we got the GoFundMe for our boy Connor. He's Culture Vulture, and he's going through a bit of a hard time. He got ass blasted with that ass cancer, and he's trying to get that shit out of him. He already went through it. Now he's going through all of the treatments and all that stuff, but he's up to 10,995 raised, trying to get him to 15,000. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to drop this link in the chat. If you can't support him right now, no worries. Just try to share that if you can. Share the link out because he's one of the guys. And of course, anybody who's going through something like this, that's one of the guys. We really want to support him and we want to look out for him and try to help him out. You know what I'm saying? So we got that out of the way. Okay. So let me go ahead and. All right. So. What else we got? Okay, we got the drawing video contest coming up. I already put out the entries. They're on YouTube. You can go check them out. They're posted on my X. They're really fun. We even showed them last night on CG After Dark. Katie did show them all. They're all fantastic. Thank you to everybody who participated. We're probably going to get judging done this weekend. I'm just trying to work out the schedule with EVS and Dick Masterson. And if they can't come on stream, no problem. They can just tell me or we can do a video or whatever. I really want to make it like accommodating for them. I don't want to put any, undue headache on them to try to, break their neck to get to my stream or anything like that. So I'm really excited about that. I think that's all of our announcements. So I'm also rocking the Let's Go Jared Cup. So we're cheering Jared on to the 2028 Olympics. If you want to get a mug, go on over to my website at rayrayshappy.com and grab yourself one of those mugs so we can, support Jared. That's what we want to do. All right. Do you guys have any announcements? James, you got anything you want to bring up? John, you got anything?
No, nothing.
I'm good, man. Let's go.
All right. Shout out to Yule Gibbons in the chat. Good to see you, bro. Also, FOMO in the chat. Shout out to you. I saw FOMO. She had a great top on today in one of her recent videos. Looks stunning as always, FOMO. It's welcome to see you here. Fantastic. The first thing I wanted to bring up, guys, I got that article about John. But before we get into that, I wanted to bring up the Sneako getting attacked. Did you guys see this? We had Sneako getting attacked. He was getting punched in the face. Did you guys see that? Let me turn on my virtual camera so you guys can see this on the stream. Let me turn it on Zoom. We go ahead and change this video over to OBS with camera. All right, we got Vito right here, and I'm just gonna go ahead and mute this because that's not important. But he's walking, and some guy comes out of nowhere. Some guy comes out of nowhere and just boom, punches him in the face right here. The guy lines up, punches him in the face, and then pulls out the pepper spray. And come on, Sneako, play that, buddy. Pulls out the pepper spray and right there, pulls out the pepper spray and maces him right after that. He has a tussle. He has a fight with this guy, and the cameraman jumps in to help him out. It's getting pretty vicious out there. He thinks it was a setup. What do you guys think's going on here, John? What's going on with this violence in the street on a streamer getting paid off? What is your take on this?
You know, I think when you put yourself out there publicly, and Sneako does, I mean, he does have a lot of unpopular opinions, and especially in New York, you know, when you're talking a lot of race stuff like he does, and you're in New York, you have to watch your back. It's just like why Nick Fuentes, why the fuck is he still in Chicago?
Yeah, facts.
Where he's like a sitting duck. He can't even protect himself. Same with Sneako. He can't really, unless he hires security, but you know, that's going to get really expensive.
He has to hire security.
Yeah. At this point, for sure.
James, what's your take on this? Is it out of control? Was this a hit, so to speak, an ambush designed to humiliate him on stream? What's going on with this?
Yeah, I think so. I think you're looking at that. Looked like premeditated to me. Definitely planned. He got jumped, you know, sucker punched. And then obviously when he was down, he quickly whipped out the pepper spray to finish the job. I agree with John, you know what I mean? If you're in America, if you're in anywhere now, like Tommy Robinson in England or whatever, you need to get protection. You need to get proper bodyguards. You need to get some like ex-forces guy or some boxer or someone with mixed martial arts, because the people are very different now. You know what I mean? Back in the day, people were civil. You know, you could have a respectful disagreement. Now, if you have any controversial opinion, in my opinion, it isn't even controversial, they're going to come at you. They're going to take a swing. And like I've always told you, it only takes one punch either way. If you throw the punch, you could be looking at life in prison. If you receive the punch, you could be a vegetable for the rest of your life. So if you're going to be in this game, you have to protect yourself. You know what I mean? That's imperative. And you've got, everyone's a hard man where you are in America because you've all got guns in you. Everyone's a fucking hard man. And in this country, everyone's a hard man because they're all tooled up with knives.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You never know what's coming. You need to have eyes in the back of your head.
Yeah, no, facts. We got Hillbilly Harry. He says, shout out. Thanks for the shout out to Jared. Yeah, we're supporting Jared around here. We got Based Art Department. He says, Hell, Ray, and Panel. Yeah, shout out to you, Based Art Department. We were just talking about your fantastic ideas for the stretch goals. King Yeti
Rampage was pissed, wasn't he?
Yeah. King Yeti says, you better keep your head on a swivel, even if you're a nobody. Yeah, bro, I can't believe he's walking through New York or a big city, nonetheless, with a bunch of immigrants, just staring at his phone. Everybody knows he's a multimillionaire, and he doesn't expect this to happen. Was this negligence, James? Was he being negligent, and was this bound to happen?
Look, these young guns, right? Take Clavicular, take Ed Matty, take HS Tiki Toki, any of these people on Kick, these young guns that are coming up now, they're not fearless, they're just careless. These guys are going around, they're living the party lifestyle, they got the women, they got the drugs, you know, they think they're untouchable. Everyone thinks they're untouchable until they're touched.
Facts.
I've said this a million times about people online. Everyone, there's been some crazy shit. Take Chad Zumark, right? I heard Chad Zumark was popping off the other day, having a pop at Ralph and saying everyone that follows Ralph is a scumbag. Granted, that's true, but you're a bigger scumbag, mate. You got your fifis hurt and you went round Mersh's gaff. You know what I mean?
Facts.
You're a bigger scumbag. You can't control yourself. You know what I mean? This is the internet. We're all having our say. I don't go around people's drums. I don't go around people's houses. I don't harass people. And you got people like Chad Zumark who fucking got his knickers in a knot and decided to go around Mersh's gaff. Bullshit, mate. He's carrying. You know what I mean? He openly says he's carrying. If you come to his house, come on.
Yeah.
Use your life.
No, I completely agree. You know, is this a masculine thing where like this next generation's growing up and they feel like the world is this big, warm, fuzzy bubble and like they can be online? I can't believe people are walking with their heads down in their phones. That blows my mind. John, is this a situation where this generation's out of touch? Like Sneako does talk cash money. I'm not going to lie about that, but he doesn't deserve to be fucking wailed upon. You know, punched, assaulted. It's basically an aggravated assault out of nowhere.
Yeah, no streamer deserves that. It's just a sign of the times of where we're at, I think, where people get their feelings hurt and then they want to go hurt someone physically because words are violence. That's the phraseology, right?
Yeah, no, is that a little boy trait? That doesn't seem like a masculine trait. That seems like a little boy or maybe a female.
Yeah, no, it's a
trait.
Complete lack of emotional control, you know?
Lack of impulse control.
Yeah, it's totally a feminine trait.
We got this big immigrant influx, and it seems to be more and more of this happening. Of course, I can't go 5 seconds without seeing the usual suspects getting in a fight at Walmart, getting in a fight at CVS, getting in a fight anywhere. It seems like one should, especially one as famous as Sneako, should definitely have bodyguards, definitely keep his head on a swivel, not have his head down in his phone. It's almost like asking for trouble.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't even want to be in a state where you can't be armed.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Yeah.
I'm nobody, whatever, what.
Don't say
70.
that, John. You're Miami motherfucking John. Let's go.
I'm saying I have no following, right?
I'm following you, John. Don't call me a nobody. What the hell?
You know what I mean,
Making me all
I don't
mad.
I'm not at the level where I have crazy haters yet. But I'm in Florida.
I hate
Come
you,
at
John,
me.
and I'm crazy.
All right, Ray.
Yeah.
Aside from you.
Okay, thank you. Present company accepted. Right.
But, I'm in Florida. Come at me. I'm going to be armed.
Yeah, no, facts.
Like, there's no two ways about it. I would not want to be in a state like New York or California or Illinois or, any of these other cucked, disarmed states. I'm not. I would not. Especially at the size of like a Sneako. That's just insanity. That's asking for it.
Asking for trouble.
He doesn't deserve it, but he's asking for it.
Bro, even after that Heil Hitler song, and they were all, that was rough, bro. We got Base Art Department. He says general awareness has gone down. Everyone is looking at their phones and has headphones and earbuds. Yeah, 100%. Let's see here. Carrie C says Zumach is a low-life loser. No lies detected in that one, Carrie, 100%. King Yeti says, Rise, what's going on? Hobo chili recipe in the chat. Shout out to you, bro. Who else we got? He says, what up, homie? Let's see here. What else we got? Professor Grass says, I can almost guarantee I can walk down the street streaming in my hometown and not get punched because I don't live in a shithole, I think is what he says. Yeah, guarantee with that. James, does Sneako move now? Is he going to move? Is he going to flee from New York City? What is your prediction? Is he going to go back to Florida and just kind of relocate? He has 2 places right now. One's in Florida and one's in New York. Does he get out of New York after this?
I don't know, but I'll be scared of John because since he's got that scar, he's going to whip out that Harry Potter magic wand, didn't he, and do the old Expelliarmus on me or something. So I'll be pretty scared. No, I think when you're a young gun like that, you're kind of fearless, and I think that's the problem, right? I told you, you don't think you can be touched. When you're young, you don't think about, like, when you're a man in your 30s and your 40s and your 50s and you start looking back instead of forward and you're looking at your own mortality and, your body ain't what it used to be, your mind ain't what it used to be, you've lost a step, you start worrying. But when you're a young gun like Sneako, he can do anything. He's got enough money to determine how his life goes. He can move anywhere in the world. He can hire the best security. He can make those steps if he wants to. But this is all grist for the mill, isn't it? It was good on stream, wasn't it, Kick? He had your boy Professor Zhang on there.
Yeah.
I know you love that.
Love Professor Zhang.
He had Rampage Jackson on there, and Rampage was like, motherfucker, if I was there, I'd beat the shit out of that fucker. Rampage will do it. If Sneako pays Rampage in pussy, he'll be his bodyguard for life. You know what I'm saying? So it's like Sneako's gonna be fine, man. It's like I said to you, it would have been way different if it was Ed Matty or HS Tiki Toki, because you might not like these geezers, but Ed Matty can throw a punch, he can box, he's boxed. HS Tiki Toki's a lump. He's a gym guy. He can box. He would have smashed the fucking granny out of that guy, no fear. But Sneako's he's not much of a fighter, is he? He's like Neon. If it was Neon would have got absolutely smashed, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
It's like different people.
Well, and in Sneako's defense, it was a sucker punch out of nowhere.
Yeah.
The guy came from his side. It was a short little fella. And there was actually another guy behind him that got scared off, that it looked like they were going to both double team him or whatever, Sneako. And I don't know if you guys saw this, but beforehand, there was a couple of guys who took a picture of Sneako like maybe 5 minutes before in the stream, like they were communicating, like this was a big setup thing. One of the things...
But this is what it's like, isn't it? Going back, I was making a joke about that. Also, I think it's Chris Ostrusco and his daughter Paige Ostrusco. But did you see the lead up to that when they took down Savannah Hernandez?
Yeah.
The father said to the daughter, go up to her, right, and blow that whistle in her face.
Yeah.
Keep blowing that whistle in her face, right? And then he basically told her, when you get the opportunity, turn it physical. And she started wailing on her. And then the dad, the scumbag, attacks a woman from
saw
behind,
that.
blindsides, and then makes out like, it's not me, Gov. I didn't do anything. She deserved that. And they're going, we love you. We like, this is the people that you're dealing with. Like you've always said, these are feminized men.
Yep.
They're weak.
They're
They're
pussies.
cowards.
Yeah.
They take cheap shots.
Yep.
They're scumbags.
Yep.
They will never fight you one-on-one. They will never come to you man to man. So like everyone said in the chat, you got to have your head on the swivel.
100%. You know, an interesting thing that I saw, John, was that like, you know, Sneako kind of was on the outs with all the guys in the manosphere. Especially, it was weird to see with Myron. I thought Myron would get his back, but Myron chose to get Andrew Tate's back over that. That shows you there's a clear undercurrent of a structure.
You know, I didn't know that he and Myron kind of fell out. I knew that he fell out with Tate, but Myron is always kind of like defends his boys even if they're not cool with each other. I would have figured he would have stood with Sneako too.
Yeah, here's the thing: is that Myron always tries to act as the arbiter, but when Sneako had a valid grievance, he didn't press that against Tate, and so you know it exposed Myron for being hypocritical in that sense that he doesn't have the same rules for everybody, and Myron kind of went silent when you know there was justice should have been pronounced or proclaimed. In Sneako's favor for not doxing his family. You know, you can't do this shit just to somebody just because you don't like him. That's when justice needs to be, the line needs to be held the most, because you know, when you could say, well, I didn't like so-and-so, now we upheld the rule, you know, I'm a fair guy. That's how you get trust and loyalty. So I was disappointed to see that. I didn't see, you know, the support of Sneako. Even him and Nick Fuentes might be falling out. I saw that they had a little bit of that going on.
What happened between them?
Nick was criticizing Sneako publicly. Then he apologized to him because he went over the line privately. And Sneako said, well, if you're going to apologize, you know, you criticized me publicly, you should apologize publicly. And then
valid.
And Nick Fuentes had a hissy fit about it and went crazy. And, you know, I don't know what happened, but they kind of fell out a bit. This might have changed things. Maybe they, you know, he's going to say, oh, my bad, bro. You know, I hope you feel better. The other thing, too, is it knocked out Sneako's chipped tooth, his little fix that he had there, that Bondo. And so now he's got that chipped tooth again, which is, I'm sure, humiliating, right? You're walking around looking like a country yokel. No offense to the country yokels, because I am one. But when you go on stream, you don't want to have one chipped tooth. Yeah, what was that, James?
Me too, but that's another feminine trait, isn't it? Remember when we had that really good stream last Saturday where we spoke for 2 hours and we were talking about being a stand-up guy offline as well as online? And like, I don't like a lot of people online, do I? I mean, I make no bones about that. I've got no love for a lot of people. But when the quartering was out there saying he was going to like take down channels, I've got no love for the Kino Casino, but that's bang out of order. If I don't like someone, it doesn't mean that I won't hold my principles and standards. You know what I mean? If there's someone out there that I don't like, who I think's being done dirty, I will stand up for them, whether I like them or not, because I live by my principles and my standards. I don't live by whether I fall out with someone. I can't say, oh, well, that was out of order. You know what I mean? You should lay off that. You shouldn't do that. Back off, kind of thing. And that's the problem with today's man. They're not stand-up guys. They're not old school guys. They're not like our grandfathers and our fathers. Yeah. They've completely lost that masculinity because it's been beaten out of them at schools, at colleges, at universities. They don't know how to conduct themselves anymore. They go around temper tantrums, hissy fits, you know, holding personal grudges, not being able to move on and conduct themselves in real life like a proper man.
Right. What you're talking about, I'll boil it down to a nutshell, is basically absolute morality versus relative morality. Absolute means you have one standard always, no matter the emotional state. Relative morality means you change your morality depending on your emotional state. Basically, you know, I'll say a rule today, and if it changes and I get upset, I can change the rule tomorrow. That's relative morality, and that's a feminine trait. You know, no harm, no foul, but that's just what it is. As we go forward, you know, we should, the old school, which is masculinity, that's what old school means. That's the best school. That's absolute morality. That's how you build, you know, a stable culture in society, and you have good relationships because it offers the ability to people who mess up on their relationships to come back to good stead. If it's relative morality, you have to shun them. And so that's what we see quite often is all of these kind of spaces where they're feminized. We see everybody trying to shun people. and they seduce you because they want to get in on your hatred and say, well, since you hate so-and-so, since you hate Sneako, this is funny, accept this. And so then that corrupts your entire moral stance, and then you lose all right or ability to have justice, and then instability and chaos comes in. John, how do we stay absolute moralists? How do we keep our masculinity in these? Do we just not submit or get seduced by the emotion? Do we try to cool ourselves down? What do we do?
I think that's supposed to be what men are supposed to be, is like cool, calm, and collected. And
Stoic, right?
Make decisions based on, oh, this guy pissed me off and now I've got to go, I don't know, whatever. You know?
Yeah, facts.
I'm always the mellow guy, so I'm not the guy to get all worked up about some bullshit. You know, if I'm going to get worked up, there's going to be a damn good reason for it.
Yeah.
And I think that most men nowadays have been feminized in that way, where they're just ruled by their emotions, just like the women are supposed to be.
Right.
And there's been a push to try and make the women more masculine, but they're not going to handle their emotions regardless. So
No, you're 100% right. And we got a nice guy, Mersh. Mersh, shout out to Mersh in the chat. Give him a little bit of a clap right there. King Mersh showing up, saying, "What's up? Good to see you, Mersh." No, we have to resist that. We can't. Oh yeah, I love that mug. We got the Saint Mersh mug.
Yeah.
I still got those. I got some of those Saint Mersh prayer cards. I got them coming. They're going to be a sticker prayer card thing. But I just got so overwhelmed with all this comic book shit. But that's another story. It's whatever. But thanks for showing that, John. I love that mug and that design. It's fantastic. In fact, I'm gonna put it together so Mersh can have it as a shirt. He's gonna put it on his store or whatever. I got that in the works. So we already talked about it. I told him about it. But anyway. But no, that's what you have to do, and it seems like the society or the governing class is trying to seduce everyone to be in this relative moral situation so that they can be controlled easier. James, you've seen that, right? You've seen like the people who are like Sneako, for example. It seems like he's starting to make a transition from relative morality to absolute morality, but you still see him walking around without bodyguards or whatever, in the middle of, what is it? When you got the immigrant-ridden New York City and he's getting punched in the tooth. How do you navigate through a situation like this when there are these other kinds of people that are going to be relative moralists, James? You've had a couple, we've had a couple conversations. Like, in fact, we just had a conversation about somebody like that. How do you navigate that? Do you have to cut them off? Do you have to continually push them further and further away until they learn their lesson? And if they don't, then they can't have a relationship with you. What's your take on that, James?
I mean, I don't mean to have a pop at people, but this is going to sound like I'm having a pop at people. You can't teach street smarts. You aren't born in an area. Like, I was born in South London and I was clued in from a young age. And the reason I was clued in, because if you don't learn, you get hurt. And I learned from my father, I learned from my mother, I learned from the previous generations in my family that I come from an area that was tough. And if you weren't tough, you wouldn't survive. Sneako, I don't know his background, but money has made him soft, money has made him weak, money has made him blasé. This will be a lesson. Now, will he learn the lesson? We will see. Will he go forward? Will he get protection? Will he get bodyguards? Will he wise up? Will he put head on a swivel, eyes in the back of his head, learn to trust the right people, filter out the wrong people? Check your circle. Is someone in your circle leaking where you're going, what you're doing? You know what I mean? You have to find out the people around you. You can only have a successful life if the people around you can trust them. I've always said this. I like to be around people where I can put my trust and faith in their hands, because I'm working with people and I've got to know this person ain't going to fuck me. I've got to know this person ain't talking behind my back, ain't conspiring against me, ain't trying to make me look like a mug. You know what I mean? And you and me have got that relationship. John, D-Wag, good people. I'm around good people. I like being around those people. That's why I don't really go out and about and do other streams, because I told you, I don't know these people. I don't trust these people. I don't know who they hang with. You know, like I mean, I don't want like we'll talk about it later, but those Dabbleverse people, I want them away from me. Like in another country, I don't want them smearing me. I don't want their stink on me. I don't want anything about them anywhere fucking near me because they're scum of the earth. So they can go fuck off.
Yeah.
I've got to know these people are good people.
Yeah, well, that's a great example of what we were talking about, moral relativists. Let's just jump into that right now. We're going to talk about that Dabbleverse stuff. James, bring me up to speed a little bit. Yeah, you. I know that Mersh covered it on his channel, and we talked about it briefly.
I don't even want to talk about this shit. Come on, bro. Fuck me.
Yeah, and like somebody got paid. You know, I don't know, have sex with a transmission or whatever. You know what? I don't know what's going on with that. But yeah, the debasement. You know, why would you want to? What happened to those? What's going on? I don't even know. James, bring me up to speed.
So I've got this from Dr. Till and Mersh. So apparently there's this geezer called Granny.
Okay.
I don't know why he's called Granny. Apparently he stinks. Apparently he stinks and he lives in a shed. And someone ponied up $8,000. So they raised $8,000. And for $8,000, he had to take it up the arse from a trans, right? And now the fucking Dabbleverse has now becomes the Transverse or the Transverse Network. There is a lot of trans people in the Dabbleverse. And this is what we're saying about, you know, when you're in a group, you can't filter people out because anyone can just say, I'm Dabbleverse. And then suddenly you've got all these people in your group, right? And people are going to be asking you, why the fuck have we got all these people around us all of a sudden? All these trans. So they go to Hackamania, right? And this geezer gets done up the arse, and he gets the majority of the $8,000 apparently. So worst case scenario, he's getting 55% to 45%, like worst case scenario. So he decides to do this, and I'm like, how the fuck can you debase yourself? Apparently, his ex is someone else in the Dabbleverse, I don't know, Lemmy or something, and they've got a kid. You know what I mean? Imagine that, right? When you find out, suddenly he decides to become a poofter, you know, for $8,000. There isn't any amount of money in the world that can make me debase myself. And have you seen these two wretches? Have you seen these two trans that they've got in there?
Oh, yes.
These people,
yes, I have seen them. Yeah.
They look like the sickest individuals. Every time I see a video of them, I look at these people and I'm like, check their hard drive. You know what I mean? These people look like, I mean, you wouldn't want them near your family. You wouldn't want them near your friends. And this guy, and it's like, I couldn't even believe it. All the people there, fucking Tommy Jordan, another Muppet. You know what I mean? It's like when he went up to Ralph's table. And the play for Ralph, the obvious play was like, all right, Tommy, you and that paper bag job that you got standing next to you, you know, that ugly cow, whatever her name was, right, come and have a drink with me and Scarlett. But then he didn't do that. And instead of being a man and sorting him out, he fucking got the security to get rid of him. Another fucking weird move. And I know Tommy Jordan was dressed like a croupier and he looks a bit like a monk. But like, I'm like, mate, why do people behave like this? Every time I see people, I just look at them and I'm so disappointed.
No, facts.
Why would you do this? Why would you debase yourself? This can't be normal.
Yeah.
How are we around these people? You, me, John are normal.
Yeah.
How are we even in like earshot of these people? I have no idea.
We got Yul Gibbons in the chat. He says, great guy talking about Mersh. Mr. D Mall Money says, bruv, shout out to you, Mr. D Mall Money. Professor Grass says, Granny also poops in the cooler. Well, that makes a lot of sense. I remember hearing something about a guy who poops in a cooler. Mr. D Ball Money says, I don't know, James, $4,001 is a lot of money. Yeah, that's pretty wild right there.
She's drinking to that Hughesy guy, I think, and this is another thing that annoys me, right? Hughesy's an Irishman, right? But you ain't no Irishman to me, right? I'm an Englishman, and I'm doing videos every day, bigging up the Irish fuel protests.
Yeah.
You know, going to bat, could get into trouble. You decide to fuck off to Transylvania, right? You know, fucking instead of going out there, grabbing your tricolour and fighting for the Irish. You know what I mean? This fucking drunk Hughesy, another mong.
Yeah, piece of shit. Yeah. Hey, John. I was really surprised to see that Ralph just kind of went out with no noise, no bang, no nothing. It's kind of like a quiet whimper into the sunset. Were you surprised about that, or?
Yeah,
I was like, who is this guy?
There was like one or two arguments, but pretty minor for Ralph and Scarlett. That was. That was shocking.
How do you go
really
all
shocking.
the way to Hackamania and not find some way to crash it? I mean, I know you're going to get arrested, but isn't that your job? Isn't that Ralph's job?
That's kind of what his thing was, wasn't it? Like he was going to go out there and and make some noise, and then he just sat in a diner and called security.
That sounds like something I used to do on a Saturday night. Call security from a bar. Yeah, I was shocked about that. I couldn't believe it.
It reminded me of like back in the day when you're like some guy wants to fight you and you're like telling your buddy, hold me back, look, he's holding me back.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's a bunch of posturing. So I was really disappointed to see that. We got Mersh in the chat. He says Husey is Irish but lives in England, so that makes a lot of sense. What are your thoughts on that, James?
Well, get your ass over to Ireland then, you plastic Irishman. Fucking fight for your people, bruv. Fuck me. I'm out here fighting for the English and I'm fighting for you, the fucking Irish. But you're off at Transylvania, probably because you want slops. Did you get slops after Granny? Is that what you did? You got slops. I know Ricada was there. Did Ricada get slops as well? I mean, what the fuck are you doing all that? I mean, why are you a family man, right? And you're associating with these scumbags. What Ray always talks about, don't he? The 3-generation family. We got a fucking family man, a Catholic, associating with scum of the earth. I mean, get your shit together, bruv. What the fuck are you doing out there? These people shouldn't be near you. They shouldn't be near your wife, and they shouldn't be near your fucking kids. Straighten yourself out, mate. Fucking get your shit together, bruv.
Yeah, 100%. Now, that was a free South London James rant right there. If you want to hear him on Nightwave.
I don't give a fuck about these people, mate. They mean nothing to me, mate. Fuck Ricada. Fuck.
No, I like
No,
Ricada.
seriously.
I like Ricada.
Yeah, you like him and he seems all right, but fuck him. You know what I mean? He made a misstep. He shouldn't have gone to Transylvania. Get your shit together, bruv. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And fucking Husey. I don't care if Husey lives in England. Get your ass over to Ireland, bruv, and fight for the fucking Irish.
Facts.
I'm fighting for the Irish, and I've had problems with the Irish my entire life. My parents fucking grew up, and when they went to Croydon, there was no fucking bins because they were scared they were going to get the shit blown out of them by the IRA.
Yeah.
I mean, fucking hell, bruv.
But
Get it together.
They cook a mean potato, though. I will say that about the Irish. But no, if you want to listen to James, South London James on Nightwave, we would like you to do that. Go ahead and use supertip.gg/merch and use the old South London James voice, and you'll get that rant. You'll just have to pay for it. So you get it free here, but you pay for it over there. So throw Merch a couple bucks over there. Use the South London James voice. We really love it.
I think Ricada just went because he's the only one with any kind of gas in the tank. And he was like, I could pick up some bitches here. I think that's why Ricada went.
Do you think he's still kind of in that mindset, the whole, the pineapple, the swinger mindset, John?
Of course. You don't leave that. It's not like you're a KKK member and then you're like, oh, I love black people now. No, that doesn't happen.
Well, it happened to Bill Burr.
You're there.
It happened to Bill Burr.
Bill Burr was a KKK member.
No, he was a firm, manosphere guy. The masculine jokes. He married one black chick, and now he got neutered. He's basically.
I don't know. I think he got neutered before that, and then that's why he went and married the black chick.
Oh no, bro! It was the black chick.
I think I saw Mersh, didn't he? Mersh posted a picture of Brennan's wife, like Kevin Brennan's wife, and I was like, yeah, you got some nice tits, but you got a face for radio, love.
Well, I mean, as long as she doesn't get the meat sweats, I'm okay with it. You know what I'm saying? I thought she was pretty cute. She was looking all right in that picture. Scarlett was a little looking like she was worn out a bit, but
she was having the time of her life, wasn't she? Drugged out with Ralph. What more could a woman want? You're 26 years old, your entire life's ahead of you, and you're sitting in a cubicle, drugged out with the man of your dreams, and then along comes this Tommy Jordan and a paper bag job, he's dressed up like a croupier, mate, and he comes up behind you and gives it.
I was going to say something real
weird
quick.
eyes, doesn't he?
It's so funny you said Croupier. Now, that is a fantastic movie. It has Clive Owen in it. If you guys haven't seen it in the chat, go watch.
Alex Kingston.
Yeah, go watch that fucking movie, Croupier. It is fantastic. I love that movie. It's about, obviously, a croupier, a private croupier who is... doesn't he try to steal something? Or I forget what he does, but it's fantastic.
Yeah, he tries to rob the casino, doesn't he? He tries to shake it down.
Yeah, it's a great movie, though.
What's a croupier?
A croupier, tell him, James, is somebody who...
cards.
He operates a table. Yeah, card game at a table. You don't want to call him like, I don't know, what does EVS call him? The Chinese lady who hands out the cards? No, you call him a croupier.
Is Tommy Jordan Irish? Because he don't look very Irish to me, but he's got like fucking Irish name, isn't he, Jordan?
Yeah. We got Mr. Devon Money. He says it happened in American History X. I'm not sure what it was, but I think it did happen. We got Carrie C. She says, shit was weird for me growing up as my mom was part of the Irish folk band. It was like if you didn't support the IRA, you weren't part of the clique. Wild times. All right, well that's awesome. Did you were you putting together bombs or anything like that, Carrie? We want to know. I remember.
Well, it's Whitey Bulger, wasn't he? In South Boston, was selling all the guns, wasn't he? Selling all the guns to the IRA, wasn't he?
Yeah, she said. I remember some of the people actually had memorials of Michael Collins and such. Yeah. That used to be a big thing, but I guess not so much anymore. They're trying to make the Irish black right now, with all the immigrants they're pushing through there. Spain too, bro. I saw that Spain resisted a vote for Israel or something like that, and then, or no, it was a vote to take in immigrants, and then they switched out the
immigrants.
Yeah, they switched out their leader, and now they're doing that. They're streaming them in like crazy. Carrie C says, LOL, no. She wasn't. She didn't make bombs. She wasn't doing any of that. Well, that's not any fun, Carrie. That's no fun.
Not even
I'm the Englishman that all the Irish love, mate. That's the thing. All the Irish love me.
Yeah,
Fucking hell.
Bro, Irish people are great, man. I'm a big fan of the Irish. I also love English people.
Nah, I like the Irish.
That aren't all liberal and shit. There's nothing worse than an English person with an accent, English accent, that's trying to tell me how I need to be more liberal. I'm like, bro, get the fuck out of here. But I do love a nice fish and chips, James. I do love a nice fish and chips. Who doesn't, right? And maybe a couple of, what do you call them? Baked fags, or you got some fun names over there that we like to say. Some boiled fags or cooked fags or something.
Fags.
Yeah, a couple.
Jesus, I'm joking.
I think you're talking about my cigarettes, bro.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, fucking hell, man. I don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah, over there in England, the guys have.
Don't go on about the Transverse network again. I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to hear about Ricada getting slops after Granny. You know what I mean? I know that's what happened. I don't want to hear about it. Drop me out. You know what I'm saying?
My bad. We'll pull it back. Let's see here. Who we got? We got. Oh yeah, okay. We got obviously we got Clavicular. We were talking about him a little bit. What about this whole? They're supposed to be like Mog maxing, looks maxing, min maxing. They're trying to make the best man possible, and all they are is drug addicts. James, what's your take on this whole Clavicular bullshit, bro?
He's autistic, isn't he?
You think
Did you
that's
see
what it
when he
is?
was with Wojcicki? Now, John has a very low opinion of Wojcicki, and we nearly fell out over it because Wojcicki is a goddess in my opinion. So don't ever talk bad about Wojcicki, but no, it's like fucking. He can't do a date, can he? I know Kick's a lot of pantomime, it's a lot of fucking made up bullshit, but he can't talk. He has no game, no conversation. He can't string sentences together. He's very wide-eyed. He's very distant. He'll start going off like this, just like in the distance. It'll be all like that. He has no attention span, so he uses drugs to manage his autism. You know what I mean? To make him seem more normal. And he's like, he's just a young kid who's going to fade away very quickly. I mean, can we see these people being on the internet in 10 years?
No.
Being online?
No.
It's not going to happen. He's going to have a very short shelf life. If he doesn't die, he's going to make his money and then he's going to go off and do another thing. But when he was with Wojcicki, because she's quite normal, very religious, isn't she? Which is weird. She seems very religious. She talks a lot of religion. She talks a lot about the Bible. I don't know if that's a put on, but it's a Spanish thing probably. I imagine John's very religious. These Spanish are very religious.
I think she prays before every blowjob. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. It's kind of like there's a lot of religious people now, isn't there? But you know what I'm saying? It's like it was funny to see them together because she seemed more the normal one, the more relatable one, and he seemed just to be a guy that couldn't cope with everyday life. So I imagine he's self-medicating to try and cope with everyday life because guys like that can't deal with fame. I don't think. Some people struggle with fame, don't they? If you take someone like Ed Matthews, he loves fame. He loves it. He adores it. He drinks it all in. You should see him. He's going around. Women addicted to it, loves it, can't get enough of it. He likes dark chocolate, he likes white chocolate, he probably likes gay chocolate. I don't fucking know. But you know what I mean? It's like fucking, he's all about it. Whereas Clavicular seems very awkward when he's around women. You know what I mean? The little guy, Baby Alien. Baby Alien's got game. He's game. I like that, Baby Alien. He's got game, but Clavicular ain't got no game.
He's hooked up with the porn stars, bro. I don't think he has games. I don't see any woman saying they want to fuck a 3-foot midget or anything like that. John,
that's the woman's dream. You don't know women. Look, Scarlett wants Ralph. It's a new world, bruv.
I don't know what's going on, bro. John, a lot of people are like, oh, who cares about Clavicular? Who cares about Sneako? Who cares about, the manosphere bullshit like Fresh and Fit? But, what I say is we have to pay attention to these things because their target audience is like 12 to 15-year-old boys. They're trying to shape the minds of the next generation coming up. That's very important. So this is a pretty big impact, for all those young fellas coming up, that they're seeing the guy that they're like, yeah, I want to look back. So I want to be like this. I want to be like you. And now he's overdosing on drugs, making it all acceptable. Like, what's going on there, John?
I mean, he straight up says he's infertile because of steroids.
The way I believe he said,
like,
my dick don't work.
Yeah, I mean, if he took enough steroids to make his dick not work, and that's all he's got, as far as like, he's pretty lean and not very muscular for a guy that his dick doesn't work because of steroids, right?
Oh, bro, yeah, facts.
If any child wants to emulate that, I think that's just natural selection weeding out the weak genes, right?
Well, no,
it's weeding out the retards.
I get what you're saying, but it's kind of like saying, okay, well, if I put porn on every TV channel and then the kids watch it, that's kind of like natural selection. The thing is that this is being put everywhere. It's like you can't escape the whole clavicular plant thing, and he is a plant. Make no mistake about it.
Oh, he's 1,000% a plant.
1,000% a plant. So you have to ask the question: why are they trying? Who are they trying to social engineer? Then you realize, well, his target audience is like 12 to 15. Why are they trying to do that to these young boys?
The weird thing about him being a plant is, I wouldn't think that they would want men taking steroids because they want us docile, right?
No, they most definitely want men taking steroids, especially when they're younger, because it makes you infertile. And like when you're that young, you're taking all this stuff, your body stops producing. The testosterone, it like fucks with you. And
because he also says he takes meth.
Well, meth is good.
Like,
you can do that.
That's one of the things he says for focus. What, right? Isn't that what he said for focus?
For focus,
or for leaning out and focus, he takes meth.
Yeah.
And steroids for the muscles. And
it helps you lose your teeth. All the good things, right?
Yeah, but he says he doesn't lift, doesn't he? He hates going to the gym. He doesn't lift. He says he doesn't wash. He says he doesn't wash his hair. He says a load of shit because he's a spaz. He's a moron. Well, you know what I mean? He just says random shit. He's a moron.
Well, you're 100% right.
Every time you see the guy out, he's wasted on whatever he's wasted on, and all he's doing is smiling and laughing, and like he basically, like, in the rap songs, you got the hype man that they say like one line over and over, and it's like a nonsensical thing, like yeah or hey yo or that's him. Yeah. That's all that comes out of his mouth is these stupid like throwaway lines. But
those get clipped. Those get clipped, and then all the kids are saying them. Like, look,
but he just
smashing,
looks retarded though.
Look smashing, mogging.
He's just retarded.
Yeah, all that shit. But see, that's
what's the Australian one? They got the Australian one in it, Andronicus or Andronican, or the one that they always whip his cap off and he's bald.
Yeah. No, you're 100% right.
I'm not familiar with him.
I think is what his name is, or something like that.
Yeah.
No, that's him. And well, that's the thing. That's what I'm trying to say is that like they're jangling these keys in front of kids, and kids have like TikTok brain now. They're not even going to make movies that good movies for them anymore. They just make TikTok clips that never end, and they put it together and call it a movie. And so that they're getting these kids socially programmed like this. And that's why I'm saying the parents need to watch out. That's where it goes back to. We need that 3-generation family. We need to get back to that. We need. But really, parents need to cut off this internet shit for your kids, bro. I don't care how much they fucking whine and complain. No kid should be on TikTok. No kid should be on fucking YouTube. They shouldn't be doing this shit. We all know that kids that get, fucking all this success as a child end up like Justin Bieber. James, I don't know if you saw Justin Bieber at Coachella this weekend, but he looked like he had the 1,000 dick stare, and he was singing with his old videos up on the screen, and it was kind of like a very staunch contrast to me. Everybody's looking at it like saying, how nice is this? And I'm like, good. Look, he used to be happy. He used to be a genuine person. Now he looks like he took too many dicks up the ass and down the throat and too many drugs, and now he's fucking looking at who he used to be. What are your thoughts on that, James?
I agree, but what did I tell you when we first started this all those months ago? And one of the things I said to you, I was watching TV and they asked under 16-year-old girls, they said, what do you want to do? Or what do you want to be when you grow up? And the majority answer was they wanted to be OnlyFans cam girls.
Yep.
Now, That was it. That was the height of their ambition. It wasn't like the old days. It wasn't like, I want to be a doctor. I want to be a scientist. I want to be a paleontologist. Nah. All these girls were like very vacuous, very over promiscuous for their age. I mean, really over promiscuous for their age. Disgusting, right? And they were like, I want to be an OnlyFans cam girl. Where did they get that from? They get it from the TikTok generation. They get it from Instagram. They get it from YouTube. They get it from social media. They get it like force fed into them. And this is the generation that's coming up. You know what I mean? You only have to go on there, go on a feed like TikTok or Instagram. You just get a ton of these fucking people.
No, you're 100%.
Complete wastrels.
You're 100% right. And John, you might want to pull your mic down just a tad. I'm getting I can hear the breathing just a little bit, and I'm thinking somebody's coming to kill me. I'm looking over here. No, and that's how John gets his waxes people. No, you're 100% right. The thing is that TV used to be the programming. That's why they called all the shows programs. You had one TV in your house. The parents could monitor it. They could say, "Shut that off and go do your homework." But now everything's on the phone. It's specifically tailored to you. You're getting all the children are getting introduced to this. It's going to wreak havoc on our generations going forward, and parents need to wake up and see this. That's why we need the three generational family, which we talk about quite often. The grandparents look at these little kids and say, "There's something wrong with that little fella right there. He can't focus on anything longer than 3 seconds long. We got to get rid of that telephone. Get that phone out of his hands." But the lazy ass parents are just doing that so that they can have that babysit their kids. John. Is that what's going on here? Do we are the parents dropping the ball? Is it the media companies that are taking advantage of these kids? Should there be more laws, or should parents just step up? Like, what should happen? How do we rectify this?
Well, I mean, yeah, parents are definitely dropping the ball. Most parents just put their kids in front of some kind of tablet device or TV and walk away, computer, whatever it is. It's by design, though, because we've made it to the point where both parents kind of have to work if they want to get by, unless unless dad's a lawyer or something along those lines where he's making mad money and the mom doesn't have to work. But for normal people, both parents have to work.
I could, if I had a wife, I'd just put her on OnlyFans. She'd make millions, and I'd ride off into the sunset. Isn't that what they're telling me? Isn't that like the dream
isn't that
right
the
there?
American dream?
Yeah, prostitute your wife out, let her go on OnlyFans, and then I guess there'll be no repercussions if everybody's wife is doing
Wasn't that Amaranth Fly? Wasn't that their weird relationship? Didn't they? He was like a cucked husband, wasn't he? And then she was one like getting all the money. And she was I remember I saw a stream, I saw a clip of it or something. Someone bought her like 30 grand's worth of jewelry. Can you imagine being that fucking husband? You must be a no-cock loser, mate. I'm telling you. Because if that was my wife, I wouldn't be able to sleep at night, knowing that that's what she was doing. And other men were objectifying her. Other men were buying her jewelry that I couldn't afford. Other men were giving her all this money and this lavish lifestyle. And you're just, oh yeah, I'll take all the money. Yeah. I'm like, I couldn't do that. I couldn't live off other people's money that come from objectifying my wife. It's just not me. It's not in my genetic makeup. I would feel emasculated. I would feel weak. I would feel pathetic. I would feel worthless. It's just not something that I can reconcile with.
No, I
don't think any real man could, to be honest.
No, I agree. Somebody once told me.
I don't understand the guys who date strippers even.
I mean,
or
I didn't buy it, but we dated. What's wrong with that?
Well, no. I mean the guys that seriously date strippers, like with ambitions to wife them up.
Yeah, they got to be a pimp. I agree with you.
Hey, if you want to go have fun with a stripper, by all means.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna judge, but
yeah,
if you're dating a stripper seriously,
yeah,
and you always see them if you ever go to the strip clubs with your friends, like. Birthday night or whatever, you always see the one guy who's there, like eagerly watching that one stripper.
Bro, it's like that. I don't really mix with strip clubs too well because of that. Because all the guys in there are creepy as fuck. And, I also try to avoid looking at any stripper that has too many C-section scars. I feel like I'm counting their children right there. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
How about the tiger stripe ones?
Oh, yeah, the tiger stripe, too. Oh, they're trying to tell me those are beauty marks. I'm like, oh, nah, bitch, those aren't beauty marks. Hey, I love them.
You can't tell me you don't love those midget strippers, John. You can't tell me you're not into that shit.
Yeah, John gets a couple of those midget strippers, 100%. No, but you're right. You have to try to be a better parent than that. And I think a lot of the parents have just try to take a back seat. And for what, bro? You know, somebody once told me, and they said, if it's expensive, it's not valuable. If you can buy it, it's not valuable. And you cannot buy a happy family. So a lot of these people are sacrificing a happy family, like you got Aramath or whoever, for a $30,000 tip from a guy. And you know that's going to get the guy in closer to her. She might say, oh, it's just a fan. But if he gives me $30,000, you know she's going to talk to him more, thinking maybe he'll give me another 30,000. And then pretty soon he's like, well, you know, will you meet?
That's when the trips start, then it come out and meet me, come and hang out, you know. That's when the trips start. That's when the extramarital affairs start. You know what I mean? That's how it starts.
That's right. That's 100% right. And I was listening to Charleston White, because I do love me some Charleston White. I was listening to him the other day. And he said, you know, men have conversations with God and women have conversations with the devil. And he told a story about how he was laying in bed trying to think about how to make his life better, how to make his the life for his family better. And his wife or his girlfriend woke up and she looked at him and smacked him. He said, what was that for? And she said, I just had a dream that you were cheating on me with somebody else. And he said, yeah, see, you talking to the devil. You got to watch out for them. You know, watch out for women. Don't let them influence you like that. And so,
facts.
Yeah, I don't know if that might be true. That might not be true, depending on who's in the audience. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, that's the thing, is that you have to, as a man, have that absolute morality, just to go back to that. And the way that you get there is by eating the pain. You have to eat pain in the real world. None of this bullshit. You can't go to some stupid men's boot camp. That's not pain, motherfucker. You got to put your shit out there on the limb, try to accomplish something, fail at it a couple of times, get better at it, refine yourself. That's how you find you know, the path to become a masculine male, a real man. That's how you do that. You observe.
You listening to this gravy? Straight camp ain't gonna save you, bruv. You're fucked.
Yeah. No, facts. It's like what you were saying, James. You can't learn street smarts. You can't be taught street smarts from somebody. You have to endure the pain. You know, you have to get your pocket picked. You have to watch a fight. You have to watch this stuff, and then you start to learn the language of the street, and that's how it is. Nobody can teach that to you. You know,
there's that scene in Carlito's Way, isn't it, where Carlito says to the lawyer Kleinfeld, so it might as well be me talking to Nick Recader. It's like, you can't go late to the game. You know, you're in the game now. You're a gangster.
Yeah.
You know, and no one can teach you how to be a gangster, and you can't be a slow starter. You got to be there at the start. You know, you can't learn this thing at your age, Dave. It's over.
It's true.
You know what I mean? And you see how it ends.
It's true. And you can't straddle both worlds either. You can't want to have your cushy, rich, famous life and then a gangster life. You can't straddle those two. You're either in one or the other. And it doesn't work to go to split time between the two different lives. You can't do that. You know what I'm saying, James? You have to commit to one or the other, and then you have to learn those consequences in order to become.
It's not even like about being a gangster in some respects, because it's like you can't be half in and half out, like you were saying. You've got to be fully committed to whatever you're doing in your life.
That's right.
Whether it be you're in politics, whether you're a fucking builder, whether you're a podcaster, you've got to put your best foot forward and put all your energy in it. I mean, I'm green crackered.
Yeah.
I'm doing the streams, I'm doing the videos, I've got my life with my family, you know, my mum and dad, you know, looking after them. I've got fucking all the other shit going on in my life, and I'm fucking exhausted. But I'm always here. I'm always putting in the hours.
In fact, we were just talking about that.
Fuck.
You know, James, 100% reliable, always there on time. You know, very communicative. As is John. John's fantastic at that too. Except for when he has to kill somebody.
That bloody D-Wag, though, he ain't so reliable. Might have to kick him out of the group.
No, D-Wag's gotten a lot better with that. He's let me know beforehand. So let's see where. All right. What else we got down here? While I'm going on about this kind of stuff. You know, it's very interesting too, just to cap what we're talking about absolute morality, relative morality, being a real man. You know, you got Jeremy the Quartering striking all these people from behind the scenes in their channels, being a real pussy about it, playing these bitch-made games. And bro, that's just going to destroy his whole environment. He's going to waste away. John, what are your thoughts on this? Have you heard about what the Quartering's doing? He's striking people. He's using his relationships with YouTube. He's basically exposing the fact that there's a hidden power structure that only certain elite people have access to, where he can push a button or send a recommendation and get an entire, channel taken down. What are your thoughts on that, John?
You know, where I come from, we have a word for that. It's called being a homo. Well, we don't say it that way. We say it a little different, but we're on YouTube, so
Yeah.
But yeah, that's just lame. It's weak. It's female behavior. Like, come on, you don't strike after someone's way of life. You know, like, they didn't send death threats to you. They're just exposing you what you're allegedly doing.
That's right.
Either refute it or say, yeah, it's true, and move on. But don't like try to harm someone's way of life. You know, like
Their
that's
paycheck.
bullshit.
Yeah, let them make their paper. James, you know, one of the things that I definitely see with all of this is that people that are pussies destroy the environment for everybody. And that's a real disappointment. They even destroy it for themselves where they ruin their ability to make money. How do you see that, James? What are your thoughts on that?
But do you remember that scene in The Sopranos where they called in Tony Soprano and he says, "I passed my Coast Guard test"? Well, my Coast Guard test came when everyone started making the Muslim AI about my mother. Now, what I did, I spoke to you about it and I said to you, I'm just going to completely ignore them. But I'm going to make sure that my mother doesn't see this because it's disgusting, it's degrading. I didn't go after these channels. I didn't report them. I didn't block them. I didn't mute them. I just let them burn themselves out because they know I'm not going to break. I never break. They ain't going to fuck me. I know where we want to go. I know where I want to go. And we got things to do. You want to fuck around and be a pussy, you be a pussy. I don't fuck with people's money. I don't fuck with people's channels. I let people say whatever they want about me in the chat. I could block them. I don't block them because it's not my nature. I was never a grass in real life, and I'm not an online grass. I don't expose chats. I don't expose confidences. I come in here, I do my thing, and I let people do their thing. And that's the way it's always going to be with me. And that's the way it should be. I don't really like Andy Warski, and I don't like fat bollocks. But if they fucked with me, I wouldn't fuck with their money. Because you've got to have your standards. You've got to have your principles, like you said, with the way you are. And that's my standards and that's my principles. And it's not going to change just because people come at me. I'm not going to suddenly throw my principles in the bin. Quartering is a scumbag. He's always been a scumbag. He's got a weird relationship with women other than his wife. That fucking Hannah Claire Big Chin and fucking Melanie Mack, the fake Christian. It's all weird. You know, he likes to go, I'm this principled guy. You know what I mean? I'm fighting back against Hollywood. I'm fighting back against... No, you're just a fat, lazy guy who goes on stream and reads articles. You're boring. You could never do what we do. You could never talk for like what we did 2 hours on a Saturday. You just haven't got it in you. You haven't got the charisma. You haven't got the brains. You haven't got the fucking talent. You don't know how to talk about subjects. You just read articles about fucking Disney and go, oh, they put a trans in Disney. That's all he ever does. He's an absolute gimp.
No.
And he should just... I can't wait till he fucks off.
No,
I can't wait till he's gone.
You're 100% right. And for those who don't know what a grass is, in America, we call that a snitch. But James is 100% right. And the thing is that what you're really doing when you act that way, when you act like a Jeremy Hambley, is you're trapping yourself in the lower rung of the social hierarchy. You'll never be able to ascend because everybody's going to see that and they're not going to want to associate with you. The people who ascend keep secrets. They do like what James says. They don't snitch. They don't grass. They don't. They're not, emotionally volatile. They don't freak out about things, and they're trustworthy. Then that builds strong relationships, and you rise with the other people. One of the things I always think about is every time I come on here and do a string, it's basically an audition or an application for other people who see me. They're going to say, do we want to have that Ray on stream? Do we want to have James on stream? Do we want to have John on stream? And hopefully at the end of the stream, they're like, yes, I like those guys. Those guys are good. I know they're not going to stab me in the back. I know they're not going to leak.
2 out of 3 ain't bad. You and John are going to be fine. I'm not so sure about me.
No, John, James is one of the, bro, I told James all kinds of shit. He keeps that locked up in the vault. He's fantastic. So, that's 100%, he's one of the strongest guys I've known as far as character goes that I've ever been exposed to, especially on the internet, bro. And so I'm very happy to have James along with with me in this endeavor, as well as John. Of course, John is fantastic, and everybody in the chat's great too. But you get what I'm saying. It's like an audition, right, James? When you expose yourself, you want the other people to say, okay, I like this guy. I trust him enough to have a stream with him. He's not going to pull a gun.
It's funny when you're in a chat with people. Yeah, it's funny when you're in a chat with people, when you're in a group of people, and this is going to sound like I'm judging people, but I'm not. But you can always tell the ones that are going to be solid and the ones that are going to be flaky. And I knew from the jump, and I said this to you from the jump. I said, John's solid. He's
Yeah,
a
he
solid
did.
guy. He's a stand-up guy. He's one of our guys. D-Wag, solid guy. Right, this is what I'm saying. I've only got room for one wigger in my life. You know what I mean? And that's D-Wag. I've got no room for wiggers like Tommy Jordan.
Well,
You know what I'm saying? I've only got room for one wigger in my life, and that's D-Wag. And I like him. Zaid, the chemistry was straight there. I was like, you sure we about this? We do this other stream? You think it'd be all right? And you were like, trust me, bro, it's gonna be good. And I was like, okay, we do this stream. Zaid, absolute treasure, diamond bloke, lovely. I couldn't say enough good words about him. He's completely opposite to me personality wise, but that's good because it would be, it doesn't do for all of us to be the same, and it works really well. That stream, that lunch table, I like it. It's good vibes.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
you're
You can tell. Asiano, great guy.
yeah.
I haven't streamed with him. Solid fucking guy.
Yeah,
all
Asiano,
all
yeah, I
the
love
boys
that
in
guy.
the chat, solid guys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Real
Professor
solid
Grass, solid
dudes.
guy. We got him in the
Yeah,
chat
all
right now.
solid.
Yeah. 100%. I couldn't agree more.
Crispy, solid guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I was really impressed with Rhea, who's in all the chats, right? Because she was straight on that Dabbleverse shit and she was hard on it. And I was like, this is a person that I could like talk to. Because she was like scumbag Dabbleverse. And I was like, right, you're with me. Scumbag Dabbleverse. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of good people in the chat. I like them. I like Mercy's chat. Mercy's chat appeals to me, makes me laugh. And at the end of a long day when I'm crashed out in bed and I'm like listening to the stream, I'm like, this is the nice thing that I need to like rock me off to sleep. These good people, they make me laugh. Great chat, good bands. I love it.
Yeah, they're good people. And, that's how I found all you guys. You guys found me, where a lot of us are the crossover for that. We got Professor Grass in the chat. He says, grass means snitch? What the fuck? I feel personally attached. Yeah, you know what I'm saying, bro. We got Grass again. He says he needs to have James on sometime. Yeah, let's fucking go on the on Professor Grass's The Green
Be a
Pill.
pleasure, mate. I would love to do it, but I know you're a busy man. You're working like 25 jobs,
Yeah.
so concentrate on your 25 jobs.
Yeah, facts, bro. Poor Professor Grass. Yeah, FOMO says Mercer's chat is addictive. It 100% is. Love Mercer's chat. All the people in there are great. The different thing about Mercer's chat is that everybody can take a joke. Everybody gets ribbed, right? Nobody goes, oh my God, you
dishes
hurt.
out jokes in there too.
Right,
Yeah.
you hurt my feelings. Like that's the lamest shit I can handle. Like people,
They get it, don't they? They get the game. You know what I mean? You can't teach people the online game. You either get it or you don't get it, and they get it. And there is no like hard feelings or bad blood or you know what I mean? People take the piss out of each other. That's how we are as men. And you can tell the women, like Forest Mummy, Rhea, all the people that are in the chat, they get it. You know what I mean? There's great bands. It's good stuff. I see a lot of chats and they're fucking stale, mate. They're boring. I'd rather watch fucking paint dry than go, oh, I love you, Mr. Online Guy.
Yeah.
Oh, you're so great. It's like, oh, fuck off, mate. You're just such a lame geezer. You know what I mean? Sucking up to the people. Who gives a fuck, mate? I like it when people take the piss out of me. You English bastard, your accent sucks. Why don't you fuck off? You know what I mean? It's like funny. It's good stuff.
Well, and
I don't take anything personally. But people, like you said online, they take everything personally, don't they? And then instead of being a man about it, they act like a real feminine idiot.
Oh my God, yeah, it's the truth. We got FOMO. She says the chat drew me in and she was hooked. 100% agree with that. Presby Bro, he says he's got a cook. He'll be listening. Presby Bro been cooking in the kitchen lately. All the stuff he puts out looks like it's restaurant quality. Really love that. John, one of the funny things is that when men like each other, they quite often, insult each other. When women hate each other, they compliment each other. Do you find that to be true?
Oh yeah, for sure. It's funny. That's what I say is the big difference between East Coast people and West Coast people. Like East Coast people are very in your face about everything. So like, let's say me and you are going out, right? And you
not on a date though, right? We're not together,
no,
or are we
we're
together?
going out to a club.
Because I have a hard
Go
time
pick up some
holding
burgers.
hands
Okay.
like a couple of puffs.
I was gonna say I can't really envision the gay thing, but go on.
And
You're not
let's
really
say
my
the back
type.
of your shirt has a hole in it, right?
That's right.
California people will be like, "Oh no, you look great. You look awesome," because they don't want to hurt your feelings. East Coast people will fucking be like, "What the fuck? Are you homeless?"
Yeah, facts.
We'll trash you for it, but we won't let you go out and look like a fool with a hole in your shirt.
No, you're 100% right.
Like, and that's kind of like what you were saying about the men and women thing. Women trash each other in private, talk each other up in public, and men trash each other if they like each other.
No, you're 100% right on that, and I completely agree. Except maybe now, it's a bunch of immigrants and Haitians and whatnot on the East Coast. Not so much. We got more Mexicans on the West Coast, so whatever with their big cowboy boots and whatnot. But no, that's how they are in California. They're conflict avoidant, man. The fifis are they take precedent over everything. Oh, I don't want to hurt your feelings, John. John, did you know you had a big gash in your head? Don't tell him that. He looks great. He might be bleeding out. But let him do that. And it's very.
Do you know what the modern online personality reminds me of? Like the Real Housewives series. Like the Real Housewives of whatever, Orange County or California or New York or whatever. That's what it reminds me of. The modern online personality can't do the bants, can dish it out, but can't take it. And then they act like some woman from the Real Housewives of fucking New Jersey or something.
That's the truth. That's the truth. And now that you mentioned that, I got a funny story about a Real Housewife situation. I didn't even know about the Housewives when this happened. I wasn't watching TV. I lived in San Diego. I was with my girlfriend at the time, and she's friends with a whole bunch of the people in Rancho Del Mar, which is the really rich part of San Diego. And we went over to a party. It was a huge pool party, and it was a beautiful pool. It had palm trees coming out of the middle of it. It had a bar. It wasn't just a standard rectangular pool. It looked like a resort pool, and it was at this really nice house in Rancho Santa Fe. And I'm sorry, that's where it was, Rancho Santa Fe. And we went in there, and I was like, "Oh wow, this is a nice party." Of course, they had all kinds of cocktails. They even had a bartender and all this kind of stuff. And it was just a party, a pool party, and a bunch of everybody was in their 20s, maybe 30s, running around. And one of the guys was actually the son of one of the housewives, and that was her house that she owned right there. And so we had a good party or whatever. We were having a good time, and then all of a sudden, like my girlfriend, she was off like getting cocktails or whatever with some of her friends, and then all of a sudden, like one of her friends comes up to get me and it's like, "Hey, come here." I was like, "Okay." So I walk over there, and then they take me back to this room. It was like must have been the guy who lived there, the father. It was his study or something like that. And it was a nice big room, had a big desk in it, a big library, all that, bookshelf, all that looked very proper, very, elegant, all that, wealthy. And my girlfriend had stepped on something and cut her foot wide open, and she had dribbled blood all over their carpet. And I basically picked her up and they carried her out, and she left a trail of blood all through their carpet, all the way out the door. I'm sure it ruined the entire carpet of that fucking house. And I was just like, let's get the fuck out of here. And I took her to the hospital and got her stitches and all that kind of stuff. But bro, that was crazy. And that was my only interaction with the Beverly Hills housewife. So a tangential story right there. But yeah. You got to be careful. These people online are like James said, the Real Housewives. There's no substance there.
Look at Dr. Till, right? Who behaves like this, right? You have this perceived online beef. It's never beef. It's just bullshit. It's not like real life beef. It's not real world beef. It's just this shit you made up in your head because you're nuts, right? You go and phone the geezer's mother. What is that?
Yeah,
Ralph.
So you're
do not understand.
So you're telling a story about Dr. Till's beefing a little bit with Ethan Ralph. Ethan Ralph starts digging, finds out who Dr. Till's mother is, finds her phone number, and starts calling her from Mexico several times as he's live streaming. Like, how is that even interesting content? That's humiliation. That's over the line. I even thought about, like, if I knew somebody in Mexico, maybe I would give him a couple of $100 just to go beat his ass or some shit like that. Leave Dr. Till's mom alone. Like, what's that all about? Maybe I'll send John down there to do the job. What do you think, John?
Do it. It wasn't interesting content in the context of Ethan's show, but it made for a lot of interesting content for Mersh and Dr. Till because they made it hilarious.
Well, that's true.
And Dr. Till's mom was hilarious. about it. She just like trashed him.
Shout out to
It
Mr.
was-
Yanafui in the chat. He makes all those fantastic AI movies and stuff like that. A real comedian. Good to see you, Mr. Yanafui. No, the thing that made it all happen, John, was the fact that Dr. Till's mom thoroughly handled Ralph and beat,
Yeah,
him,
she
beat him
just,
at his
like-
own game.
Made him look retarded.
Yeah, he was like, "Yes, ma'am, no, ma'am," all that bullshit. And I was like, "What the hell is going on? Is this the Ethan Ralph of old?" No, it's not, bro. He's like, "What the
No.
hell?"
No, definitely not. I think the Ethan Ralph of old, you know, he's done too many drugs in the time between then and now for that.
Oh, hold on. Your audio just clipped out real quick. Let me go ahead. I still got that glitch. I know. We got Professor Grass is going to get on me because I hadn't fixed that yet, but I'm fixing it right now. And then I got the update for the OBS, so hopefully that fixes it, so I don't have to go digging around and all that crazy stuff that Professor Grass sent me. All right, John, say something so I can see if you're back. Okay, you're back, John.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Cool.
Good.
Yeah, I think that there have been way too many drugs in the time from then until now for the old Ethan Ralph to ever come back. And now he's just like a complete. I mean, he's always been kind of a lolcow anyway, but now that's the only space that he occupies.
Yeah.
He's a shell, isn't he?
Yeah,
He's a shell.
He's just going to
Yeah.
disappear, isn't he? He's not going to go out with a bang. There is no second or third or fourth arc. There is no, coming back from this. There is no underdog. There's no movie where we see Ethan Ralph come back, get good standing, get his old wind, second wind or whatever. He's cooked, isn't he, James? Is he cooked?
Yeah, he's a hard 40. You know what I mean? I'm a fresh 45 and he's a hard 40. You know what I mean? He looks like my granddad.
He does.
You know what I mean? I
was
take
gonna
care
say-
of myself.
Yeah, he looks like he could be your father.
It's
Almost.
like, I looked at him and I looked at that Scarlet thing, right? And the play was to go and get married, wasn't it? It was to go and take Transylvania, Hackavania, whatever you want to call it. It was to go and take that by storm. It was to go and find a midget Elvis, go and get married. You know what I mean? Ride that wave for as long as you can ride it. But she was just like fucking falling asleep, and they were doing a silly stream in a cubicle. It was a whole damn squib, that whole thing. And it was like another thing that I forgot to mention, right, about that whole thing. Another geezer that I can't stand is that Milton. I can't stand that geezer, right? Because whether you like Aaron Immelt or not, and I don't like Aaron Immelt. I told you I don't like a lot of people. I like very few people, right? So I don't like this Aaron Immelt character, right? I don't like any of those geezers. But the way Melton made those jokes about his daughter, that's another thing that's bang out of order. You leave family out of it, and you especially leave a man's daughter out of it. You know what I mean? And you make sexualized jokes about a man's daughter. That says everything I need to know about you. That says everything I need to know about you as a man, everything I think about you personally. And you should be another geezer that has your hard drive checked, mate. I'm telling you. Because, that is weird. You don't like Aaron, you go after Aaron. You don't go after his ex-wife. Both ex-wives, you don't go after his kids, especially his fucking daughter, because that's creepy for a man of your age. That's
Facts.
weird. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what do these people online behave like? They would. My father, my grandfather, my great-grandfather, they would never behave like this. It would be so abhorrent to them. They would be shamed. They would be drummed out of the community. They would probably get beaten up. Worse. That's maybe worse.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When you
they
start
should
fucking with a
be.
man's daughter.
They should be. That's why I saw Nostradamus the Great. Shout out to you, bro. He dropped a chat, but he just pulled it back. But yeah, I would send a line down to somebody in Mexico, drop a dime on Ralph, have him kneecapped a little bit, to learn a little bit of pain. You don't do that kind of stuff. And back in the day, you used to be able to do that. In your group, in your community, or whatever. Some guy stepped out of the line, you kind of boxed them up a little bit. You got them to understand that that's not how we do it around here. But these people like Jeremy Hambley, like, these other people, they've been coddled. They've been coddled. They've been online. They get good money for not producing anything. And then all of a sudden they become these spoiled brat children, little boys that think they're special, and they want to flex their power without understanding what that really means. Because these
are the people that have never seen real world consequences in their life. These are people that have never been in fights. These are people that have never had hardships. These are people that think they can do whatever they want, when they want, to who they want, how they want, and they have no boundaries.
Yeah.
They have no code of ethics. They have no code of honor. They have no standards. These people are like the scum of the earth to me. I like the people that have a set of ethics. You know, there's a line, and there's a line that they will never cross no matter what. You, me, John, we have that. These people, they don't have it.
Yeah, and say what you want about Mersh, but he has the same thing. He has the same line.
He's a great guy, man.
I feel the same way. So, you know, that's one of the things I appreciate about him.
Like his stream, would go on his stream, endorse what he's about, respect him. You know, I think he's at the top of his game. He's doing good things. I'm looking forward to the book that you're doing with him. I think it's going to go gangbusters.
Yeah. And
I've got nothing but good things to say about Mersh.
Yeah, and make sure when you super chat, superchat.gg/Mersh, make sure you use a South London James voice, okay? John, did you have something? I thought I heard you going to jump in there real quick.
No. I was just agreeing with everything. I might have nodded my head a little too hard.
No, you're fine. I just always want to make room if I hear you about to say something. I'm like, oh, let's get John.
John looks like a right tough lad now. Then he's got the scars for me. I won't want to fuck with that John, I tell you.
Yeah, we'll send John down to Mexico.
I'll push you down like I did Savannah, all right?
That's right. Well, I mean, I wouldn't mind.
That guy was an absolute scumbag. Like, honest to God, right? Laying your hands on a woman and blindsiding her. I hope he actually gets something. I hope they treat him harshly. You know what I mean? I really do.
They found him. I saw that they found out who he is online.
Oh yeah.
So
I know he's gone private on Instagram because I checked out his Instagram. I know he's gone private.
Well, this
you know what I mean?
This is going to be the double standard. You know, just like how feminism, they don't protect all women. They just protect the women that they agree with. They don't protect all women like this.
Same thing with minorities.
Exactly.
You know, we love black people, except, you know, like Jesse Lee Peterson guy, because he says things we don't like.
Yeah, or Thomas Sowell, we don't like him, or Charleston White, or even Asians now. Asians don't get classified as Asian anymore. They're white or whatever, because now they'll
go after your boy Yang, wouldn't they? Professor Yang. They'll go after him next.
Oh, bro,
because he don't say what he's supposed to say.
Yeah, they already gone
after. It's funny
him.
because he's a straight up commie, basically.
Yeah.
Like if you listen to what he actually proposes. But you know, he disagrees with them on certain things.
And they're saying he's not even a professor, which I think is funny. We got Draw Zombie in the chat. I think zombies are always welcome here, especially when they're drawing. We got FOMO. She says there aren't people that should be known either. Well, you're 100% right. There's a lot of people on the internet that get a microphone, get a camera, and then they just start get on there, and they don't have anything to offer. That's another thing.
I think a lot of it too is just certain people got they realized the power of YouTube before everyone else and built a big following when there wasn't really much competition, and now they have a big following. But if you look at the Quartering's numbers, they're like trash. Yeah, for someone with as many subs as he has.
Right, he's got like a zombie channel. Not to talk about Draw Zombie in the chat. It's not a zombie like that. It's a different kind of zombie where they're basically dead. Okay. Yeah. We got Mr. D-Ball Money. He says the science book when I was in middle school or high school said they were Asianoids. I'm not sure. I still remember my dad calling them Oriental and all that kind of stuff. I'm like, Dad, that's a rug, motherfucker. Don't call them Asian. Yeah. Facts. No, you're 100%.
He's been doing it for 10 years, hasn't he? When you think about it, you're going to be stale after 10 years. He was one of the original 2016 guys, wasn't he?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He was one of the original fandom fucking menace, against Hollywood, the FNT crew. They've been at it a long fucking time now. They look old, they look slow, they look fat. It's worn them down, innit? You know what I mean? Imagine every day fucking doing your 3 videos a day about fucking Disney princesses when you're knocking on for 50. I mean, fuck off, mate. I'm out here doing videos about politics, real world fucking shit that matters. You know what I mean? What? And you're fucking talking about Disney princesses. Get a fucking life, bro. You've got a family.
No, you're right.
What are you doing?
You're right. Also, you should have a transition plan, right? I mean, obviously you can't sit on the mic and have the same kind of appeal for that long. You should have some kind of transitional plan. At least the people who have any brains will do that. Professor Grass in the chat says, aren't they called Celestials? Yes, they are, referring to Asian people. Yeah, they're called Celestials. Professor Grass with the $3 word right there. I appreciate it. Yeah. No, you're 100% right. Now, I'm going to shift gears a little bit. Did you guys see where Vitaly, do you guys know the real-life streamer, IRL streamer Vitaly? He was the one that was over in the Philippines. He did some time in the Filipino jail. Then they did some behind the scenes thing where they kind of got him out. He came back to America. He's that Russian guy. Well, he just did a stream where he's going around trying to catch pedophiles, and he's trying to catch this one guy in the stream the other day. Does a live stream to thousands of people calling this guy a pedophile. Guess what? He caught the wrong guy. James, or John, what is your thought on that?
I saw that. That was fucking nuts. They thought the guy was a pedo. He was just a fucking freak and a weirdo. And they came to him, and he didn't have any pedo shit. And they were gonna fuck him up too. Like, they're lucky they didn't lay hands on him, because it would be way worse at that point. Because then he'd be able to. I mean, he's already gonna be able to sue them pretty much into oblivion for defamation and like, he admitted online, hey, we were wrong. And they took down all the videos.
I know.
Allegedly, they destroyed the videos, and they told all their fans to destroy the videos. So now they're tampering with evidence. They're so fucked. Yeah, but he's gonna own them.
Yeah, Vitaly is fucked. I don't like. He panicked and he told everybody. He admitted wrongdoing essentially. James, what were your thoughts? Did you see that by any chance? And then what are your thoughts on that?
No, I didn't, but I'm not against it on principle. Obviously, it's a good thing. We want to catch predators, but
yeah.
Mercy's guy Alex Rosen, he seems to be more professional about it, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Mercy's guy Alex Rosen, he doesn't go there, right? He goes there to catch the predators, hand them over to the authorities, hand them over to the police, get them put behind bars for a long time. He does it the right way. You know what I mean? If you're going to go around and fucking beat people up, you better make sure you dot the I's and cross the T's, because if you get a fucking innocent person, you're fucked.
No, you're 100%
You know what I
right.
mean? It's like... It's like, so I like the Alex Rosen way, the Mercy's guy. He's fucking, he knows what he's doing. He's professional. He's getting scumbags off the street, which I'm all about. We need to get all of them. They're hiding in fucking plain sight. Get rid of them. I don't give a shit about these people, and I don't really give a shit about you beating up pedophiles. You know what I mean? Fucking beat them up.
It's an
But I'm saying,
pedophile for sure.
you're gonna make a mistake eventually, aren't you? Because he's going there and he fucking beating the shit out of people, and then you beat the shit out of a normal fucking guy, and then fuck.
Well, see, that's the difference. Is Alex Rosen compiles a case. He gets the text, he gets the evidence, he gets all this stuff before he springs the trap. Where Vitaly,
and he gets the police involved.
Yeah, he gets the police
in
involved.
advance. If the police are,
I get annoyed when the police won't do anything. Like, have you seen those videos where they just totally ignore it, totally oblivious, won't do anything?
Yeah, facts.
Yeah,
but yeah, what you're saying, John, is you're right. He gets all the evidence beforehand.
Yeah, and he gets the police involved before he even shows up, so that they're in on the whole thing, and it's a clean capture once he's there.
Yeah, clean capture. I like the way you say that. It sounds like you're in the industry there, John. But no, that's the thing though, is that like, it seems to me like Alex Rosen is doing it for the right reasons, where Vitaly's trying to get views. He's trying to rebuild a career. Isn't that what it looks like to you, John?
Yeah, no, definitely. You can tell just by the way their composure. When Alex Rosen goes, he's calm, he's chill. It reminds you of the To Catch a Predator. To Catch a Predator with
Chris
whatever
Hansen.
his name was.
Yeah, Chris Hansen.
When this guy showed up, he was just like yelling at the guys, trying to give the guy cause so that he could fight him right then and there with no cops or anything. Which, again, if the guy's an actual pedo, I don't care what they do to him, right?
Well,
exactly.
No, I agree with all that, but my problem is it seems like Vitaly's trying to use this to get clout, to get his. He's
doing it for show, isn't he? He's not doing it for altruistic reasons, is he?
No, right?
Does he really want to? Does he really want to get these predators, these scumbags off the street, or does, like you say, does he just want to rebuild his channel? Does he want to, make to look good, beat people up?
That's what I meant, like by their composure, by the way they portray themselves, right? Like, when Alex Jones comes online on his stream, if he were to just say, oh, there's atrazine in the water, it's making frogs gay, no one cares. It's not gonna, people will be like, okay, that's a weird thing to say. But when he says, I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the frickin' frogs gay, then all of a sudden it's a fucking meme and everyone's talking about it. And that's the difference between what Alex Rosen does and what this guy did.
Yeah, I think if the cameras weren't on, Alex Rosen would still catch these people. But if the cameras,
this guy would not give a fuck.
Yeah, if the cameras weren't on, Vitaly would go to do something else. I think he's actually using the pedophiles for content, which is kind of disgusting in its own right. Don't you think, James?
Yeah, I think You can't say enough good things about Alex Rosen, can you?
Right.
He's going out of his way. He's cleaning up the streets. Like John says, he's doing it in the right way. And the right way is the best way, because you want these people off the streets, away from children, behind bars for the rest of their life. Whatever justice is meted out to them, they deserve it. They deserve worse. I'm trying to like manage and watch my words here, because it's
facts.
YouTube.
Yeah, facts.
But like, they deserve worse. They deserve the worst, right? But there's one way of doing it, and like you said, it's this other geezer. I'm not really familiar with him, but it sounds to me he's like trying to build his channel back up, or get popularity through giving like these monsters, giving these fucking paedophiles, giving them a slap. Everyone can see. Oh, look, I'm the guy that's beating the fuck out of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, you're right.
Get them off the streets. Get them into custody. Get them convicted. That's what we want to see. And then fucking, if something happens to them when they're in prison, something happens to them. You know what I mean?
Right. We got Mr. Jiki. He says, this dinner time. I'll catch the rest of the stream later. 07 to you. Have a wonderful night. Have a wonderful night to you, Mr. Jiki. Glad you dropped by. Mr. D-Ball Money says, there's so many of them, referring to the PDFs, the pedophiles. Rosen tries to beat his record is 4 arrests in one day. Yeah, so he's always Alex Rosen's a great guy. He's always out there doing his thing. Wish him all the success in the world, and also he deserves to have the accolades because he actually delivers the work. Whereas this Vitali guy, like there was that trend where you saw Myron going out to try to catch predators. You saw, I even think Nick Fuentes went a couple times. Bro, they shouldn't be doing this shit.
I never saw that.
That's not in their wheelhouse. I could be wrong that Nick Fuentes didn't do it, but I thought he went along with them one time to do that. But what the hell's going on with that? We got a little super chat from Julian, the tree killer. Thanks again for the mugs. He says $15, 100%, bro. Shout out to you, Julian. We just want to make things right. We want to make sure you get your super killer. Julian's one of the big guys. Thank you, Julian. Appreciate the super tip. He's a tree logger up there in the north of Canada. He's one of the big guys that came in hard for Vito and supported him. I think he dropped, I don't know. Julian, you might want to correct me. I don't know. It could have been $600 or $800 that he backed and tried to help Vito raise that $137,000 to get Super Killer going. So thanks for dropping in. I sent him a couple mugs. I really felt bad that he kind of got taken advantage of in that context. And Julian, we'll see what we can do with our.
This is why you have to develop. This is why you have to deliver.
Yeah, exactly.
This is why you have to stand on your word. You only get one chance to make a good first impression. You know what I mean? If you want people to be repeat customers, you got to do the business, guys.
Yeah, Julian, he's saying, $800 USD. So Julian went hard to support him. He was a big fan at the time. He might still be a big fan. Don't let me put words in your mouth.
You spent all that money on Pokemon cards, mate.
Yeah. But unfortunately, you want to support those people, man. Those are your people in the corner. I definitely tried to express this to Vito. I tried to help him rectify the situation. I'm like, hey, let Johnny Rocket and Riley do this or whatever. He said no. So then we did the Super Killers. Last I heard, he was Vito was getting ready to send it off to the printer. So I already know he has all the merchandise in his garage. So hopefully he gets that out to you, Julian. I would love that. I would love that situation rectified. I would love for you to get what you supported. Julian says, but to be fair, I make that in a day. Okay, yeah. So we got Julian, big baller. I appreciate that. But still, it's the social debt,
It's a principle of the thing, isn't it?
Exactly.
When you get it, it will still be bittersweet, won't it? Because you waited so long to get it. It'll be like, oh shit, I've got what I paid for. But it's kind of like a sour taste, isn't it? Do you really want to read it? It's like, fuck.
Well, it's a social contract, and I was talking to somebody the other day, and they were being an idiot about it. I was in chat, and I was saying, we all live in a soup of social contracts where, James and I have a social contract. John and I have a social contract. They know me now that when I say I'm going to be somewhere or do something, they believe it, and that's the contract that we have. And I try to keep that contract so that I have that credit with them. So I say, hey, if I'm going to do this, then they believe me and they act accordingly. And what Vito did was, he put out $137,000. You got to come through and support the people who supported you the most, especially the ones who actually put money on the barrelhead to, out of good vibes. Those are your biggest fans. Don't do your fans wrong, man. Rectify the situation. make it right. What are your thoughts, James?
Don't be blasé about it. Be professional. I say it all the time. Be professional.
Yeah.
Turn up, do the work, be professional. I never liked it when Vito started fucking around. It's Friday, it's Thursday, it's Thursday, it's Friday. I'm going to turn up to work. I'm not going to turn up to work. Dude, it's 2 hours a week. How fucking hard is that?
Yeah, I agree. John, you got any thoughts on that before we move back to the whatever we were talking about before that?
No, I agree. I mean, you can't. You made 130 grand. You screwed out all your fans, and for what?
Well, see, yeah, it goes back to what we were talking about. That relative morality. So you take 137,000 from somebody, and then you don't deliver and expect life to go on as normal. That's fucking insane to me. Like, James, what would happen to you if you took $137,000 from somebody on the street and didn't do what you were going to say, whether it's selling drugs or pimping hoes or whatever, right? What if you took that money or just found $137,000?
Well, I wouldn't be on this. I wouldn't be on this stream right now. I'd probably be buried under a flyover in South London. You know what I'm saying? It's like that's how it works. It's different people. People will kill you on principle. Where my family come from, you know what I mean, in South London, they don't give a fuck about money. If you enter a contract like that, like a verbal contract with someone, you'll just disappear. That's how it's always been. That's how it will be. You'll just be floating down the bottom of the Thames or something. You know what I mean? That's what people do. Life is cheap where I come from, and I'm sure a lot of people who live in certain states in America know that life is cheap. You know what I mean? Everyone comes from somewhere, every area that you're in, there's some hard cases or there's some people that you don't want to mess with or put upon, you know what I mean? But it's like 130 grand is 130 grand, you're not made anywhere near that with super killers. But you're going to be professional.
Yeah.
You're going to be professional. You're going to finish the book. You're going to get the book out on time. You're going to deliver it to the people. And you know what the people say? They'll say that Ray, that Clipper, that Johnny Rocket, they're fucking reliable.
Yeah.
They stand on what they say. We're going to go back for a second time, a third time, a fourth time.
That's right.
Because they get it done and they get her out.
That's right. And that's the whole goal. You want to stand 10 toes down, stand on business, as they say. I'm going to switch it up a little bit. John, did you hear about Johnny Somali? That's that IRL streamer. He got sentenced in Korea. Did you hear about this? He got sentenced to hard labor. How about that?
Didn't he get arrested in China too?
No,
and Japan.
It was Japan. Then he basically got kicked out of Japan. So then he went to Korea to keep doing his fuck shit, and he was doing it in Korea. Got arrested. The whole trial went on. He was found guilty, and he just got sentenced the other day. I think it was yesterday or the day before to about I think maybe 4 or 6 months hard labor, and then 2 months after that to transition to get deported out of the country. Bro, that's exactly what we're fucking talking about. These these spoiled boys that go around with no consequences. That's what they need. They need the consequences of the realities to check their behavior. What do you think about that, John?
Yeah, no, I think that's wild. People do shit just for attention, and we're in a point where people are acting like insane people because that's the example that they're seeing online. And also the dopamine hits of like all the likes and the money coming in from it. And, these parents aren't raising these kids right.
Yeah, facts. We got
Get your kids, bitches.
Yeah, we got Julian in the chat. He says 5 tree fellers, which a feller is a person who cuts down the tree. I know I say feller all the time. I don't mean that. I mean a guy, fella. 5 tree fellers die a year in province average. Vito, get the book out. He might die. Get it out before he dies.
This man's on borrowed time, Vito. He's on borrowed time. Get it done.
Yeah, get it out before the poor guy dies, man. He just wants to read Super Killer. He wants his lunchbox. He wants his plushie. He wants his shirt. He wants his hat. He wants all the merch that he's owed before he passes away to some big fucking pine tree falling on him or some shit.
Do you know what that makes me think of? All the people that bought Game of Thrones when it first came out, George R. R. Martin, when the book first came out. How many people must have died before that series got finished? I'll tell you.
Yeah.
It's terrible, isn't it? They bought the first book all those years ago, 30 odd years ago. Fucking man.
There's still 2 books to go, and George R. R. Martin is not the
He's not in a hurry, is he? He's like, oh, it'll get done when it gets done, and if I die, it'll never get finished. Great. What have I been wasting 30 years for, you fat fuck?
I think that anyone should go on like Polymarket or whatever and bet that he will not make it.
He's never going to do it.
Series does.
He's never going to do it.
He's still got 2 books to go.
It's keeping him in the public eye, bro. It's too easy for him to get all this attention without the work. Why does he want to do the work now? Then everybody's going to read the book. They're going to say it's shit or whatever, and then it's over with. Yeah. So Vito, get that stuff
Brand of
out.
Broken better not end on the Iron Throne in the end. I tell you, the books better be different, man. I don't want that fucking Brand of Broken on the Iron Throne. Anybody, anybody.
Yeah, bro, it was such a disappointment that last season of.
I want Tyrion. I want Tyrion to end up on the Iron Throne.
That would have been a much better.
I was so pumped for the first 4 seasons, and then that 5th season, bro, it just went to shit.
The first 4 seasons they had all the book material. The 5th season they had some book material still.
Yeah,
and then it was like they had to just go based on the skeleton descriptions that he gave them, and then also they changed stuff previous, so then they had to like work their changes around to it.
Facts.
And it just, yeah.
You know what they should have done? They should have put more boobs in the 6th and 7th season. I needed more tits, more ass. Maybe that would have distracted me from the fucking dog shit plot. James would have been happy with that. More TNA.
Yeah, Game of Thrones porn. That's where I wanted it to go, man. Fucking hell. Daenerys, you know what I'm saying? You know, because she's English. So you don't think of her as English, but she's fucking English. And when you see her in real life, she's totally not like Daenerys. You know what I mean? She's got a real plain Jane look about her. You know what I mean?
She does.
But she's got a cracking pair of tits, so there is that.
Yeah. Well, what about that one that had that short haircut? Isn't she English too? The youngest one that was she went and learned how to be a murderer.
Yeah, she's Arya Stark. Stark. She's
I think they're all English, aren't they?
Sansa, she was married to the Jonas brother. She's English. It's Sophie Turner. She's going to be Lara Croft Tomb Raider, isn't she?
Oh,
she was out on the dance floor pulling. She was out on the dance floor pulling the fellas, and she slipped on her ass. So filming stopped.
What about her? And I saw some of the earlier screen trailers or screenshots for her and Laura Croft. It looks like dog shit. Did you guys see that by any chance?
No, I'm gonna pull it up
now. Oh, it does not look good.
She can't act though, can she? She's a terrible actress, and so's like Maisie Williams, who played Arya Stark. All these people are terrible. It's a lot like Emma Watson, who played Hermione Granger, another terrible actress. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
fucking terrible.
Yeah. Nicodemus the Great says he's thinking of Maisie Williams. I think. Maisie Williams.
Yeah,
bro.
She's a short-haired one who played. I think she played Arya Stark, didn't she?
Yeah, I loved her character until it went off the rails, and then I lost interest quick, bro. And then I saw.
Well, she became the hero, didn't she?
Yeah,
Jon Snow should have been the one.
Jon
Snow should have killed the Night King, but it was fucking Arya Stark with her little Zaid knife, a little Zaid knife in the back.
He's so good. Yeah, and then I saw her like in real life, and I was like, oh, she's not very attractive, is she? I was kind of like, I was like, oh man, you gotta have a couple.
It's a fantasy. You want it to be fantasy women, don't you? Instead, it's like women you meet in real life around the corner.
Yeah, they don't have all their teeth, and they say, hey, what is it, bruv? What are you doing, bruv? You want a pint, bruv? And you're like, bitch, you need to get out of my face.
It's like me in a wig, and they don't even shave.
It's like James in a wig. Hey, you want me to suck you off, isn't it? And you're like, no, man, I want you to get the fuck out of my face, man. Go back.
It's like the Transverse network of the Dabbleverse, the Transverse and Transmania, mate. That's what it's fucking
Jesus
like.
Christ, yeah, you're 100%.
This girl's not the right girl for Lara Croft.
No, she's not, bro.
Some curves on her.
Yeah, no, she's not.
This girl is like a stick.
She's a redhead.
She's pale white.
Yeah,
a redhead.
Yeah,
Lara Croft was supposed to be like a tan.
Oh yeah.
I don't know where she was supposed to be from.
She had dark
England,
hair,
but
yeah, dark hair.
She was. Yeah, no, this is just wrong.
And a fucking, what'd you say, James? A rocking pair of tits? Yeah, Laura Croft had a fucking rocking pair of tits.
Well, I read something, aren't they, about computer? I don't play a lot of computer games anymore because I don't have the fucking time. But they're saying they're taking the feminization away from the women. I'm gonna sound like that fat fuck quartering, but like they're taking away the curves. Yeah. They're taking away the tits, you know what I mean? They're making them straight up and down like a twig, ain't they? You know, they're taking all the fun out of the game, ain't they? Fucking hell, you know. You want a nice look. I tell you, when GTA 6 finally comes out, you wait till you see the bird. She'll look like a fucking lesbian.
Bro,
It'll be a trans.
I can tell you right now, it's going to be horrible. You know, here's the irony, right? We get the best graphics ever, but they put the ugliest people on the show, like on the game. Like, what the hell? Like, give me like old school Lara Croft, right? Where she was like had them thick thighs, she had the big tits and the nice tank
Big,
top,
bouncy, jiggle physics titties.
Oh hell yeah, hell yeah! That's what I want, man. That's what I'm talking about.
I have absolutely no enthusiasm to play GTA because I don't want to play a Bonnie and Clyde game. I just don't want to.
So gay.
I have no fucking enthusiasm for that shit.
Yeah, Nacho in the chat, he says Lara Croft is British, he believes. So James, you know, it could be, I think that's a British. I do think she's British. Correct me if I'm wrong, but we got also a Blue Lotus in the chat. She said Alicia Vikander did a great job for one of the more recent Lara Croft movies. She was built like Laura. But she acted well. Oh, wait, she was built.
Yeah, she's married to Michael Fassbender, isn't she?
No, yeah, I think she did a pretty good job. And of course, we all know Angelina Jolie did Lara Croft. What was your thoughts about that? And John,
I want to see Sydney Sweeney Tomb Raider.
Bro,
that would be great.
That would actually, okay, I'll say this. I want to see Sydney Sweeney do Danger Girls. Danger Girls is a comic book by J. Scott Campbell. Came out in the 90s. It's fantastic. Sydney Sweeney would be great in that. But, John, what were you saying about Angelina Jolie?
She is like the most overrated Hollywood actress of all time. As
she's
far as like her looks
she's
goes.
terrible, bro. But she looked like
she's not attractive.
She looked like Lara Croft, though. She was like that same kind of thing. No, do you not think so? A little bit? Okay.
I don't know.
All right. Nacho agrees.
She did a number on Brad Pitt, though, didn't she, with his kids, man?
She
right, vindictive bitch, wasn't she? Fucking
she fucked
hell.
up Brad Pitt, bro. Brad Pitt got neutered by that bitch. Black Widow 100%, bro. I was like, damn. He
took his son.
He went to from
son is now a daughter.
Yeah, he went from Fight Club Brad Pitt to like what was that Money Train he just did or something, which was like a piece like bullshit show. Or the other thing too is like Ocean's 8 or Ocean's 11. Yeah, Ocean's 11. That was great, Brad Pitt. Right now he's like fucking neutered. A big letdown. A big letdown. We got Nicodemus the Great. He said, or Nacho says, Sydney Sweeney is a power girl in DC Universe. Yeah, she'd make a great one. Or even the Powerpuff Girls. If they did a live action Powerpuff Girl, that would be great too. I like the big boobs.
Just bring out Sydney Sweeney and her tits. We don't really care.
I watched that movie. Yeah, 100%. That's what I was gonna say. If when you got 90% of the audience as men, why not do a little fan service and give them some boobs, give them some ass? Like let's get over this. That's why Hollywood's dead, bros. Because they want everybody to think was Jake Gyllenhaal, Maggie Gyllenhaal is attractive. The bitch is not attractive. Maggie Gyllenhaal is not attractive, bro. I don't know. I see John right now looking it up. Is she attractive?
Yeah, because I have no idea who the fuck she is.
Like,
but it's funny, isn't it? How they're trying to convince us, right? They're trying to convince us at the moment that Sydney Sweeney isn't a good actress, and I'm like, yeah, I don't fucking care. Have you seen what she looks like? Who gives a fuck if she's a good actress or not? Yeah. Why are you trying to convince me that she's Shakespeare-level actress? She's not. Yeah. I don't give a fuck, mate. She looks the part. Who cares?
Yeah, facts, bro. And
Jake Gyllenhaal really married down.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
He wanted to be happy for the rest of his life.
Yeah. I think Maggie's his sister. I don't think it's his wife, bro.
Yeah, his sister, innit?
Yeah, so he didn't marry her. But
wow.
Yeah, bad genes. Yeah.
We see where the genes went. The good genes went.
Yeah.
He pissed me off with the Roadhouse movie, Jake Gyllenhaal.
That sucked dick, yeah. We got Julian. He says F1 was a good movie. I didn't see that one. It's the race car movie. I'll have to check that out.
I think they're doing a sequel, aren't they?
Yeah,
John, it's going to be like a fucking NASCAR version or something.
Yeah,
I heard Once Upon a Time in Hollywood was really good.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Well, they're doing a spin-off, aren't they? They're doing a spin-off of that. Yeah. So
we got.
We'll
they are?
Paul Ogg says John talking about how Sydney Sweeney's looks. That's rich. He's giving me a little bit of the 1-2 right there. Nacho says Brad Pitt got Will Smith treatment without the slap. Yeah. It's kind of rough. Let's see.
Some women are absolute vindictive cunts, though, aren't they? They will punish you. I mean, when you think about it, like you just know that Angelina Jolie's going to be that type. It's nice because you think, oh yeah, she's going to be amazing in bed. You know, Jennifer Aniston's boring in bed. Angelina Jolie's going to spice my life right up. But you know, when it goes sour, she's going to be the most vindictive cunt that there ever was.
Oh yeah, I mean, she had when she was with Billy Bob Thornton, they both had a vial of each other's
blood,
around
didn't
their
they?
necks.
That's what I was gonna
Yeah.
say. You know, Angelina Jolie fucks because she was
Yeah.
with Billy Bob Thornton and then fucking twisted his mustache just right. You know that happened. We got to Mr. D-Ball Money says Maggie Gyllenhaal has her own look just like Reba. You know, I would say Reba is attractive, but I don't. You know, Maggie Gyllenhaal, she's not attractive, bro.
She looks grandmotherly.
Yeah, when they put her in that Batman, I was like, bro, that's a downgrade. But I know you're
She's an indie movie actress, isn't she? Like Zoe Deschanel. You know, they'd be in indie movies.
Yeah, but I know you're talking about that one movie where she's the secretary, and I think who's the main guy in that one? Is it
James Spader? Is it James Spader?
Yeah, I think it's James, and he bends her over the desk or whatever, and they have that seductive work relationship, and I think they have sex. That's what everybody remembers her from being.
Yeah, well,
sexy.
that happened to Granny, but I bet you it wasn't sexy.
Yeah, Granny got bent over, and you know what he did after that? He went and he pooped in a cooler.
Yeah, I mean, it's not fucking sexy, is it? Apparently, he stinks and got rogered up the arse by a tranny. I mean, it's hardly sexy, is it, bruv?
Yeah, he got rogered up the ass. I like that one. I'll have to steal that one, James. James coming across with the great slang. I love it.
I just can't believe it. I can't believe we're like a hair's breadth or a step. You know, you could have been on the stream with these people. Me? No.
Nah, bro. What are you talking about? I'm not going on the stream.
I'm
with them.
joking. But could you imagine it? Because I think Mersha's been on the stream with a few of these people, hasn't he?
Maybe.
Know what I mean? And it's like,
ridiculing him, perhaps.
yeah,
I mean,
exactly. But I still couldn't even do that.
The
I
Dabbleverse.
love that Mersha's going after him. Mersha was on top form last night. I loved it because he was going at him. The chat was going at him. And it's just like, these people, man, I mean, that Dabbleverse, I mean, it just needs to disappear. I mean, it is a weird, I don't know what you call it. Like, I don't even know what you call it. Just
it's
a bunch of freaks, really.
It's mental health. They don't have, their mental health is broken. And then you got the internet that's influencing them in the worst of ways because they're chasing the likes, they're chasing the money, they're chasing the views, and people are giving them money, just like you said, James, to get the rogered up the ass. Here, I'll give you $8,000 if you have sex with this tranny, and they're doing it, and then they're like talking about it and filming it and all that shit, and like, bro, that's fucking not even.
I can't even believe that someone brought that up to that granny person, let alone that granny person accepting it and saying, "Yeah, I'll do it." I mean, what world are we living in, man? How do you approach that? What did someone get on the phone and say? All right, mate, we got a good bit of content here. We got a couple of trannies that are coming into the Dabbleverse. Do you reckon? You know, you live in a shed, you got no money, and you stink like shit. Do you mind getting done up the arse for $8,000? Yeah, I'll do it. I mean, how does that even work,
Bro,
mate? I couldn't even imagine it.
Yeah,
I'll be like so fucking angry if someone said that to me.
Yeah, if I'm going to sell my soul to the devil, I'm going to need a lot more than $8,000 in the Happy Meal, bro.
Apparently, you can live off like that for a year. Apparently, live off that for a year.
Yeah, and he poops in a cooler. Yeah, that's crazy.
That wouldn't even cover a month's bills in this country at the moment. I'm telling you, $8,000, mate.
Especially with the heating, bro. I hear like all your energy costs are skyrocketing. We didn't even get to the other stuff where I got a couple videos talking about how in England they're telling all the people to get ready for war. They're telling the people to get ready for higher.
Well, did you see Rachel Reeves come over to your neck of the woods today?
Yeah.
You know, the Chancellor of the Exchequer. And she just basically went on like MSNBC and tore a strip off Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Said like he's fucked up in Iran, you know, stop interfering in our politics. It was just mad.
Yeah.
I've never seen like someone like a Chancellor from the UK come over to America. Just respect the president in his own country. It was weird.
Well, and I think it also
it's mad.
It reflects that our international image is decaying. You know, we're going to that multipolar. They're trying to shift it right now. I saw somebody posted that this is how capitalism ends, and I was like, motherfucker, this isn't about capitalism. This is about the life cycle of a fiat currency. Well, they go in 80 and 100-year cycles.
Capitalism in a long time.
That's what I since Nixon took us off the gold standard. Yeah, you're 100% right. So I was just like, shut the fuck up.
They always say late stage capitalism. That's what the commies will say.
Yeah, late stage capitalism is a transition into communism. All the shit goes bad when it becomes communism. That's basically what it is, or fascism, if you want to look at it from that point of view, with all these NGOs. But You know, guys, we're coming up. We're already past the top of the second hour. I know we could definitely go on for another hour easy. I just opened a can of worms. I could tell with James when I said that about we didn't get to all the
sorry,
videos.
lads. I just had a bit of a bee in my bonnet about these weird perversions that are going on online.
Yeah.
You're getting into global politics and financial stuff.
Yeah, I
That's
would have
my
happily
wheelhouse.
talked about what's going on, with the UK, what's going on in Ireland, what's going on in Hungary, man. We'll have to do it like on Saturday or something. We'll do it on Saturday.
Yeah, and I'm sure they're not going to rectify it anytime soon, so we have a couple of weeks to talk about what's going on over there. No problem.
Yeah.
It'll be heating up. We'll get John back on here, and we'll talk about it. But what are your final thoughts, John, as we wrap it up here? And I want you to drop where people can find you. I know you're doing a couple of things. You got a couple of streams. You got a couple of channels people can look at. Lay it on them, buddy.
Don't write checks with your mouth that your ass can't cash, but don't be writing checks with your mouth and not have fucking security. How about that? Have some fucking security.
That's a great.
If you got money, you're a multimillionaire like that, and you talk all kinds of crazy shit on your stream, you should have fucking security. Don't be a fucking idiot.
Especially in New York City.
Especially in New York City, where you can't defend yourself legally. Like, come on. This is just stupid.
Facts.
It's just dumb. But you can find me, Third Rail Politics, on YouTube and Rumble. Third Rail Podcast on Twitter. I'm working on my website now. I will probably be on Third Railified next week, I think, on Thursday night. I was supposed to be on tonight, but I have some shit, or tomorrow night, but I have some shit early Friday, so I can't.
Yeah, John's got some hoes he's got to pimp. So everybody go give him a follow. Best place to follow him is on Twitter. That's a number 3 RD Rail on Twitter. Podcast on Twitter. So give him a follow to keep up to date with him.
Kick it off to James.
Yeah, kicking it off to James. James, what are your thoughts on what we talked about today? You got anything, any final statements, any bone to pick?
Well, the moral of the story is people like Sneako are all dollars and no cents. Ooh. You know what I mean? That's basically what they are. They got more money than sense. They think that they're going to live forever. They think they're untouchable. You think you can't be touched. And at the end of the day, everyone can be touched. So,
yeah,
like John says, wise up, get some security. Don't stop what you're going to say. Say what you want to say. I'm a free speech absolutist. Have at it. Say what you want to say. But no, there's going to be consequences because there's some crazy fuckers out there. Left, right, centre. Everyone wants to have a crack. Everyone wants to make a name for themselves. Everyone wants to be the guy that takes you down. So just bear that in mind and wise up a bit, son, and you'll be fine.
Yeah, 100% right. And James, where can people find you?
James Domenico Grabham 81 on all the socials, YouTube, X, Threads, Instagram, TikTok, all of them. You'll find me. I'll be about. Usually talking about a load of bullshit, rabbiting on like I do on these streams. So
100%.
Have a good one.
And
I'll talk to you soon.
And also, if you're going to watch Mersh, and I suggest everybody watch Mersh, that's Nightwave Radio on Rumble. When you throw a couple bucks at Mersh using superchat.gg /Mersh. Super tip. Sorry, super tip. I said super chat. Supertips.gg /Mersh. Use the South London James voice if you would. Give us a shout out. Give the Bruvs a shout out.
Give a shout out to Granny. Yeah, and his sore ass.
We'd love to hear it. 100%. And thanks everybody for coming by. Thank everybody in the chat. Thanks to all the people who participated. Mr. D-Ball Money, Nacho, Carrie C. All the people. Who else we got? Paul Ogg, Julian. Great to have you come by, Julian. I appreciate that. Come by more often when we stream. We like you around here. We like our tree fellas and our tree fellers. So 100%. Also, don't die, Julian. Come on, keep it together. But with that, we're going to be out of here. So thanks, everybody, for the stream. Thanks, James. Thanks, John, for being on here. Great talk, as always, 100%. And we're out of here, people. Oh, yeah.